I'm not ducking around.
All I can see is lights, the time of my life. With good vibes tonight and everybody alright. We gon' get it tonight, I'm fresh on my flight. We at the top floor, I'm loving these new heights. It's time to go crazy, man, I just might risk it all today in love with this life. It's tempting out here, it's in everything you like. It's hard out here when everything's in sight. I'm having too much fun, I just really want more. Feel like I'm about to lose all control. We just really getting started, I'ma be me. You do this regardless, we only live once. Let's do this the hardest, last time was big. And this is the largest, I'm having fun. We just getting started. We just getting started.
All right then, folks, Copenhagen Major, it is upon us, the Pgl Copenhagen Major, and the first for Counter-Strike 2. Yes, a new chapter in Counter-Strike, but it is still Counter-Strike, and we are looking to be breaking it all down, bringing you all the action. My name is Machine, I am joined by Chaddy B, and what on earth is going to happen today? We will see. You can find me on Twitter at MachineGG, and ready to play, SPUNJ, find him on Twitter as well if you fancy, or X.
Wow.
You see that?
He's been practicing.
I did. I've had a lot of time to think about this.
Yeah, well, no one's going to duck with you, Alex.
No, don't duck with me. Okay?
Well, we're not ducking around here today, everybody. This is what it's all about.
Yeah.
The ducks fly together. A few Mighty Ducks references in there. The flying V, the knuckle puck.
Get it in.
Hopefully a few of those today. And it's some special moves I want to see.
Okay.
It's the first, as you mentioned, CS2 Major, but this is an opportunity. The game now has been simmering. Things have been changing. We've got a couple of new dynamics coming into play. The smokes, of course. I want to see if we get any more innovation.
I think it's a safe assumption that there'll be a couple of, I know it's a bit of a meme in the competitive esport world, but
I like memes.
Saving strats for the major. People joke. I know you hated that. He hated that already. I can see it in his face. But I'm saying, I reckon, some teams have been cooking. And in this part of the tournament, especially where you look, you will see. If we bring up the teams in attendance here, we had one hell of a crazy RMR, right?
You reckon there's more chefs in the opening stage or the elimination stage?
I would argue that the teams in this stage of the tournament are more likely to have been forced out of necessity to cook.
So a few chef hats here. Now, a couple of big names on the screen immediately leaping off the page, the likes of Heroic and Furia, obviously bigger in the organizational department. And then you've got some of the smaller, Cloud9 as well, right? Can't be forgetting about them. But then you've got some smaller names which are definitely picking up some wind. One of them being the Mongols. A lot of people excited about them and what they're going to be bringing to the table. They've definitely been able to, let's say, get the respect of their peers. There's been a lot of tweets about them. Jail made a tweet. Donk put him in his pick'ems as a 3-0. So there's some respect on the name right there. Danish representation, though, Alex. Ecstatic. Obviously the name that you were expecting to see here in Copenhagen.
Yeah, how crazy. Copenhagen, and also one of the most dominant nations in Counter-Strike recent history is Denmark, and yet here we stand with Ecstatic as being the sole representation. It's mad. Apart from, of course, the two Danes in Heroic, you've got the likes of Shush and Tessus.
Oh, three with Nikodos.
Nikodos as well, that's a good point. But,
Acor snuck in with Gamer Legion.
That's a cheeky one.
He went hello. Myth is coaching Apex. Right, there's a couple.
we should probably highlight the omissions as well. There is going to be quite a few of those as we go through. But in terms of the names you weren't perhaps expecting, the likes of Saw, one hell of a journey. The fact that we got to see Mutiris, Roman, who finally managed to convert that chasing of the dream.
Yeah, and the same with Koi, right? In the terms of Stadodo and Just as well. The Portuguese who had their hearts broken by Virtus Pro once upon a time were able to make their major, and they're older lads. So great to see some of the older names being able to get through. But we've got, 29 countries represented over the course of the major. We've got 24 teams, 120 players. Right, we have, 14 days of competition? Am I mathing? No, wait, hold up. It's only 12 days of competition. It's 4 days for the opening, 4 days for the elimination, and 4 days for the playoffs. There's a 3-day break between the elimination stage and the playoffs. So we're going to run from Sunday to Sunday. We're going to smash out all the group stage, all the Swiss, right? Win 3 and you're through, lose 3 and you're out. If you win 3 in the opening, you go through to the elimination stage, where you're going to meet teams like FaZe, Spirit, Vitality, Mouse, Virtus Pro, Na'Vi, G2, and Complexity.
Does that list of names coming in the second stage of the tournament sound about right for your current power rankings? It does, right?
Not only because of the names, right, but also because of what they've been delivering. Obviously, we have Vitality reigning major champions, even though that was this time last year, right? It was some time ago since our last major, a long time between drinks. So that's something that we need to keep in mind as well, that this major has had a long lead time, and that's due to CS2's release late last year.
Yeah, and I think building upon that, let's talk about notable absentees.
Yes.
Because in terms of the teams that you would have expected to be here at the first major. It's a long...
The first one, we start with Heartbreak.
Yeah, you got this one, Chaddy?
Yeah, I can cover that one off for everybody playing at home. So if you were hoping to see C's return to the major alongside of 4 major debutantes, the rookies, the Clacks, the Dilladezers, the Glowing, the 30-year-old, right, making it Idis Balance. If you were hoping to see them in attendance, they were unable to get the roster here in time as per the rules, and they have been replaced by Gamer Legion. So 9 Pandas will not be competing in the major despite their qualification. Part of that is being able to rock up to the event. So that is a bit of an issue there, but a heartbreaker. Obviously no Simple. He took a step down from Na'Vi late last year, and we did see him recently compete with Falcons. It wasn't a great showing. Online Counter-Strike, mind you. Dupree.
Oh, the record. Yeah. It was one hell of a record, one hell of a run.
You have a crack with Preci.
And didn't he have like a stunning performance at the
He's still playing well. Peter is still playing quite well.
Yeah, it's not like he's lost it.
Not at all. Team Liquid, another one of these teams assembled for greatness and unable to get through one of the easier RMRs. Europe, A and B, that's the Lion's Den, right? That is where difficult Counter-Strike is played.
What does that make the Americas? The Gazelle's Den?
Do they have a den? I don't know. They could be sun bears.
The sun
because
bears?
because I feel like a sun bear is quite a nice creature.
Sun bears are a real thing?
I believe sun bears.
I thought you just made it. It sounded like something from the Avatar universe.
No, I think sun bears are real.
Okay, the sun bears.
So no Liquid.
No, sorry, yes, no Liquid.
Canadian, no Canadians.
No Canadian. Wow, I see what you did there, Chaddy B. But I will say that, Team Liquid, from most people, when seeing that roster on paper, there was excitement brewing, seeing how Cadian would work with these pieces. But it resulted in, I'm not going to lie, some of the most discombobulated Counter-Strike we have seen in some time. Twist, leaving those beautiful pastures of FaZe to what seems to be a bumpy start. No Liquid,
maybe?
Yeah, no Liquid at Copenhagen Major 24. Astralis, this is obviously a huge omission in terms of how much heartbreak that is for a Danish organization, the heart of Danish Counter-Strike for a while.
4-time major winning organization.
Yeah.
Not in attendance. Essentially the home arena, right? If anything.
Truly.
And one of the qualms with this is it's already caused roster changes. Blameff is out, Device's in-game leader. They brought Bro in from Monty. Rug has been able to come across as the coach, so big changes in the Astralis camp because they were unable to attend this major, or unable to qualify, not attend. They would have loved to have attended.
Of course they would, yeah. And then you got Magisk and Sonic, who are a part of that legacy of Astralis, unable to make it in Falcons. This was a roster built for tournaments. This was built for, obviously, tournaments, Alex. Tournament wins for trophy lifts. But they were built for one thing and one thing only, taking the Ents core, plugging in legacy and legendary players such as Sonic and Magisk, and it didn't translate.
Yeah, Bob Ross got the boot, so he'll be elsewhere.
No Bob Ross.
No Bob Ross. No lovely little pitches. But as you were saying, if you take Magisk and Sonic, and then you take Device from Astralis, and then you take Dupree from Preci, That is 4 out of the 6 members of the legendary Australis roster. But some good news we got the other day, Alex.
That's right.
Zipex is the assistant coach of Mouse.
So he made it. Zipex and Glaive made it.
Yeah. So the brains in 2 departments, the clutch minister and the in-game leader, they're the ones in attendance.
Does it surprise you that he still holds the clutch stack?
Well,
record?
he was god tier. So, but the fact, I think he's only like 28.
Yeah.
So now he could have had a couple more years if he
he
really
had a few
wanted.
more in him.
Yeah.
I reckon that's not too far off from the case. But why don't we investigate a little bit about kind of what this being the first CS2 major means? Because you're going to hear it. People are going to be saying it. They'll be saying it in desks, casts. They'll be saying it on the forums. You know, first CS2 major. What do you think when you put your mind to that statement is the most notable in that? Is it the change in the engine? Does the game feel so different that we're expecting different teams to rise, other teams to fall? Or is it more of a case of this is still Counter-Strike, the best is going to remain the best?
I think it's still Counter-Strike, but right now the best is a bit ambiguous, right? Spirit are the ones who are leading the charge based on their Cato win. But when you look down the line, obviously you still have the likes of Vitality and FaZe who come in next. But I'm looking at this scenario. Yeah, sure, you're going to hear people saying first CS2 major. That's a true statement. There's nothing truer. But for me, this is a new chapter. We're still in the book of Counter-Strike, right? We've had the beginnings, we've had 1.6, we've had Source, there was a whole love affair there, wasn't it? Back and forth. CSGO within the early stages, what that evolved to, and now the changing of chapter to CS2, where the game, we are standing on the shoulders of giants. All the players who have come before is what the players of today have been able to learn from. You go back to Heaton and the way he used the fake flash back in the day, right? These little details, the nuance, the way that Counter-Strike is played today, it is the highest level because of the learnings of individuals once upon a time. If I would go back and watch some of my games in majors, the type of Counter-Strike is like baboons running around the server, you're running around corners with nades in your hands, you know, it's clunky.
Of course.
Right now the game is played at a very beautiful level, and I'm really excited to see who's going to take home the championship here, because this is the start of another 10 years.
Right, absolutely.
We had 10 years of CSGO, 10 years of CS2, let's go, baby.
I love the idea of standing on the shoulders of giants and how the game has evolved, or our understanding of the game has evolved. You know, our Cabby driving us over here was like Commodore 64, he's talking about Wolfenstein, and it had me thinking, like, you know, some of the elements were there. He was like, it's an evolution of what I was playing back then, and I'm like, yeah, sure, I see that. You were moving around, there's a map, there's walls, there's interactions there, but now we've got the sound, we've got your communication with your teammates, we've got the map, we've got everything that has been built upon it, never mind the new smokes, which I think is actually one of the most notable changes. You can see we've got about 4 minutes before we plan to be getting into Eternal Fire versus Mongols. So why don't we turn our attention a little bit more specifically into this matchup? Because I'm hearing a lot of whispers, as you've said.
Yeah.
A lot of people are talking speaking very highly about Mongols. I've seen them grinding
and
FPL.
Eternal Fire.
And Eternal Fire, both of them.
This is probably, in my opinion, the match of the round because of the groundswell, right, of these two teams, right? Their peers have shown their respects, whether it be tweets, whether it be comments made, and yeah, you bang on. When the Mongols have had the opportunity to be in Europe, they have been playing an awful lot of CS, right, in FPL, whatever they can get their hands on, because right now they are grinding it. Here's the schedule for the day for everybody. Eternal Fire versus Mongols is the first for Alex and I, then Apex versus Pain Gaming, Heroic versus Linvision, Saw versus Movistar Koi, and you guys can check out all that action on the A stream as well, where they have Cloud9 Ecstatic, Anti-Imperial, Gamer Legion Amcal, and Furia versus Legacy. So that was all the action on that main stream. So if people want to be tuning into all of that good stuff. But yeah, just to again, focus in on our first match, I think both of these teams have similar stories. I wouldn't say they're dark horses to win the whole event, but I would say they're teams who can do damage against some of the bigger names. And we've seen that with the type of Counter-Strike Eternal Fire has played earlier in the year. They're pushing big names like FaZe, going into overtimes. And it's through the type of Counter-Strike they're playing with great firepower. Wakadia's introduction into Eternal Fire is the difference maker. He is a little pocket rocket. Him and Centares, they're the heavy hitters. Calix comes in clutch, the anchor. Major, the 33-year-old in-game leader, one of the oldest players we have in attendance, and then Woxit getting an opportunity again, right, within Turkish CS on the AWP. So this team is very exciting to me. And I saw Major at breakfast this morning, and I said, Major, what map are you playing today? And he said, should I tell you? Then he walked off to go grab some pancakes or something like that, and then he came back and he whispered in my ear. And he let me know what map he would think it would be. I don't know. Should we spoil it or should we wait for the veto?
I saw it on his screen.
Okay, well, it's Nuke.
It's Nuke.
Yeah, he said it should be Nuke. And I said, okay, all right. And I started thinking, why do you want to go up against Nuke on the Mongols? Well, look at this little baby-faced killer we have at the front of our screen right here, Mazinho. He is 16 years young. And if there is a map in a best of one that you want to stress a youngster out on, it is Nuke because of the rotation. He's the ramp player. He can be isolated. He can be bullied. He has to drop under. He needs the information. And he's a young gun who we've seen in stressful moments disappear. And he's only 16. I want everyone at home to think about that. 16 years young. And he's the second youngest player to ever play a major.
And these are going to be some of the most high-stakes games they've ever played.
100%.
The likes of Senzu, Mazinho, for sure. And
Senzu's only 17.
17 and 16, respectively.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Yeah, you've got a 33-year-old legend leader from his region, Major, going up against some teenagers who have been truly making their mark. I think they're on the come-up, and I am very excited to see what level of Counter-Strike they bring. Do you not think it's also going to help them in the best-of-1 environment, where you aren't going to have to, you know, drag it out over a full series? You don't have to have the depth of a best-of-3.
And I understand what you're saying there, but I would actually put these two teams as somewhat equal. I would have Eternal Fire higher because they play a higher caliber of Counter-Strike on a more regular basis, but I think Mongols, in terms of the threat that they can pose, and if they continue on the trajectory that we all think they're on, then these two teams fill a very similar role within this tournament. I expect both teams to make it through the next stage of competition, and I think both teams shoot very, very hard and have great understandings. We spoke about Major, the in-game leader of Eternal Fire. Blitz, I don't want to get the chess terminology wrong, but he's a wizard. Is that the official name?
Exactly
He's
what
a chess wizard,
That's
Alex.
it, yeah.
And I would love if I could ever sit down with him, maybe with a translator, to discuss the similarities between chess and Counter-Strike and the way he sees the game, because him and Techno on your screen right now, they have been at a major before. It's the other three that haven't, and that, I don't even know if I could call them a core because it's not three of them, but the two remnants of the team, along with Mara. Mara was coaching Mongols back when I was playing against Mongols back in 2015 and 2016.
Yeah.
He's been there an awfully long time too.
And in interviews as well, we saw, I think it was Blitz gave an interview, a very insightful one about, you know, coming into this major, translated, I think it was over on Buff. And one of the things that the key takeaways was about Mara and how much he actually contributes. We don't get to hear about that. Mara, of course, you know, doesn't get to do too many interviews due to the language barrier. But from Blitz's perspective and where he's sitting, he was saying just how much Mara has brought to this roster, this organization, and getting them plugged into this new system they're trying to establish. And this system, clashing with Eternal Fires, it does feel like we've been spoiled, Chad.
This is a great game.
We have got a really exciting game.
I know we got the A stream. We've got actually Anders and Moses today because Henry G is not feeling too well, unable to cast today. But that's a safe duo to take you through the day. I think we've got the better games. We shouldn't tell them, but I'm pretty sure we have the better games here over on the secondary stream. So keep your eyes glued because this one could have fireworks. Now, my only negative critiques of Eternal Fire in the past is when they play against better teams, sometimes it feels like they overcomplicate things.
Okay.
They try to get a bit tricky, a bit fakey. I don't think they need to do that today against Mongols, but the two of these teams could clash, and we could have some fireworks with the individuals. Wakadia, another major debutante with 9-10 as well, the AWPA on your screen right now for the Mongols. And another fun fact about these two names, Alex, is they the last time they played officials was in their respective qualifiers. It's been 4 weeks for Eternal Fire since an official.
Interesting. Would that as a player yourself?
Ring rust.
Yeah, would that make you feel a bit uncomfortable?
You're nervy, for sure,
Yeah.
right? As soon as you get the first kill or two out of the way, everything seems to calm down quite quickly. So, look, at least they're both coming off of wins. Eternal Fire taking down Bet Boom, and the Mongols beating Lin Vision, and that was both of their qualification matches. So at least good vibes with the last matches of Counter-Strike that these two teams have played.
I see you, but there is definitely that element of, wow, we've only really scrimmed for 4 weeks, and now you're back into an official where the ramifications are huge. Just to reiterate, if you're perhaps newer to this environment or unfamiliar with the system, you'll get the hang of it very quickly. 3 wins, you're in, and 3 losses, you're out. Get the wins before you get to the losses.
Yes, and it's best of ones for the establishing matches that are either going to put you major with MR12.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah, and look, there's a lot of conversation about does the economy need to change? Well, guess what? That's not even a chat for now because this is how the land lies. And the ramification...
Wait on winning that T-side pistol? Or are they, is it becoming almost a necessity on Nuke especially? Otherwise you're going to find yourself in like a, you could be in a 6-0 hole.
If we're talking in general, then yes.
Yeah.
If I'm talking about this matchup specifically, one of the keys that we noted while Eternal Fire was in the RMRs was their proficiency with second rounds. They were always extremely creative. They were able to pull off a lot of those rounds, whether it was CT or T side. They had great success in converting those. So we have to see if that continues today. And that's something, as we are underway.
Oh my God, here we go.
First round's already started, 15 seconds in. Squeaky door blown off, kit for Major and contact towards Yard. Two members of the Mongols spreading to take some space and maybe looking for a cross dry. Is 9-10 on this P250. All right, let's take a breath because with him across and Zatara's investigating, needs to be careful here. Do they acknowledge the drop? There's nobody down towards the lower deck from Eternal Fire, Alex. They can get past Calyx at ramp. They're into the lower site. 9-10 can control vent rotations. This is very good for the Mongols if they can get past Calyx.
That's an if. And they aren't in a hurry. Blitz has got the bomb, worried about the lobby push. remains vigilant towards the ramp side. You can see this reinforced top site. This is the perfect play from the Mongols. And does Calix take down? They're on his, woo, they're on his head.
Has to let him go. Has to let him go.
Concedes it, ramp down. That's the rotation cut off.
He wouldn't have done that if he was aware he dropped Alex.
And that's a problem. The fact they've managed to get down there and fight for it has managed to level things out into a 4v4. Woxic through single door. Going for the plant, covered by Mazinho. Clean onto Arcadia with Woxic. Oh, tapping away on the P2K. He is an animal and now unleashed upon his adversary. Blitz and Mazinho. What have you got for us? That P2K. 6 bullets left in the mag. I'm ticking. Woxic down. Nice work from Blitz. He's leveled it out. And Major and Calix, they've got nothing to work with. This would be some fantastic headshots. Otherwise, this is going the way of the Mongols. Just like that, Mazinho makes it just Major, and he is gone too. The Mongols will take that T-side pistol.
And that's going to feel very good for Mazinho to get on the board early. I used to play with some players back in the day who, if they, they got kills on the pistol round, they were unleashed. It helps deal with the nerves. You're feeling comfy. You're like, yeah, I can hit these shots. There's a great start for the 16-year-old and a smile on the face of Techno. And that, for me, really comes across with 9-10 getting across towards Secret undetected. Zentara's dropping down the vent, not aware that that rotation point, here it is again. And I'm saying Zentara's wouldn't drop like that if he had expected a player to be across. So the fact that 9-10 is undetected is essentially not the round winner, but a huge win condition for Mongols in that one.
You talked about those second rounds, Chad. You say Eternal Fire always have something.
That's a tag.
That's a scout to an AK. Already, Woxic has... lost his head! Senzu, that is ridiculous. Just using that Galil on the silo, and now a little bit of a window of opportunity.
This is a crazy push.
This is a crazy timing. They've completely abandoned it. And he's aware. He's ahead of the curve. This is going to really catch Senzu off guard. Is he potentially ready? Would have to hit one hell of a flick and adjustment. Senzu doesn't adjust in time. Taurus has been found. Major gets 2. They didn't clear their corners, and now it's into a 2v2. Eternal Fire trying to convert. Second round force. Bomb down Astralis. Spam not going to connect too much. The unknown entity. Cover the Galil. Anticipating him from ramp. They know where they both are. Blitz. Oh, perfect. Actually catches Wakadia, punishes the overlook of the position, and they will weather the storm of a rather threatening second round.
Yeah, it almost got out of control there. Major getting 2. I think as soon as Senzu gets flanked towards Yard, they start trying to take that lower space quickly, expecting Zentara's as that Yard rifler to already be down towards the lower deck. But no, it's Major, and he almost picked up round-winning pair.
Oh, when you see that, you'd assume that the conversion's coming and imminent, but...
This is a shot. That is ridiculous, isn't it?
That's so sick.
And it bails them out because if the scout had an opportunity to reposition, he would have been heading back towards ramp, which is where they tried to leak through. So a great shot from Senzu. Some upgrades again, the likes of Eternal Fire. A few more P9s, a couple of pesky pistols, and looking just to try and inflict a little bit more damage again. Winning the round, not as likely when it's not the full investment, but if they can get 2 kills, it's not too bad in leveling out the Mongols' money still.
Oh, that's one hell of a nade. That was the mood for Major. Nice MP9 audible, and Major losing his head. Blitz, good awareness on that one. Takes down Yard. A bit of room to stretch their legs now. Calix responsible for this ramp. Mazinho's in no hurry. Not going to try and make a solo play, more so just containing any of that potential CT action.
Have to gamble now if you're Eternal Fire and try and take a fight together, and I think that's what they're opting to do. So Secret Main and Hell all to be mopped up here momentarily. Secret noted, there's another player over towards the Hell position. Oh, a dink through the corner of the wall. I think too much to worry about for the Senzu Bean as, oh, it's actually Wakadia.
Wakadia and Woxic piecing together the round. Zentara spotted out, they know where they were. Do they know where they are? Great work, a little bit of proactivity from Techno as he looks to try and fight Wakadia down on the low side. Oh, controls the spray, takes down Techno. Yeah, he's already there ahead of the rotation. Now uncomfortable for the Mongols. Run down by Zentares. And this, a round where they had nothing. Coming into it, investing into those 2 MP9s and actually leaving with the round.
That is crazy. It's actually Wakadia's rotation that is key because they knew there was a player Hell, they knew there was a player Secret and Main. So they thought if we just go down towards that B site quick smart, we should be able to lock them off. but Wakadia going straight down the vent after picking up the AK, make sure he constricts them from getting in towards that site control. And that's massive work right there from Wakadia. 2 huge kills.
And the way they made them so uncomfortable in yard, that, you know, you saw it with from the Senzu POV, where you're looking towards hell, the smoke on main is fading, you're already hearing one secret, so you know you're on a timer. This push here onto Senzu from Wakadia, then grabbing that AK and being here well ahead of the expectation. It's a beautifully converted and constructed round for Eternal Fire.
Yeah, the ramifications of that are huge considering the loss bonus. So only 1 saved AK. They have actually been able to upgrade into some pistols, some light util, 910 copying a nade, and actually a Galil for Senzu. So they have somewhat decent weaponry, all things considered, to work with. More towards yard, Techno tried to get cheeky, but controlled by Wakadia. Again, impact.
Yeah, and you talked about those early couple of rounds, getting those early kills for Wakadia and for Eternal Fire. That's going to feel really good. Just he's on the board. He's already had impact. They have done the smokes, and 2 of them getting down ahead of the flames. So Zantara's an audible descent into the vent and controls the first. Blitz down, getting run at. Zantares, how does he handle this pressure? He's getting pushed and handles it well. Pleased to collect at least the double. 2 versus 4. With very little control, Calyx already rotation comfortable.
Oh, a great flank as well. They've really just locked every option off.
Anticipating this, yeah, but they think Wakadia's going to catch them with their pants around their ankles. Not ready for that was Senzu. 910 doesn't have a chance in hell.
Wakadia's very aggressive, isn't he? That's an easy one for Major. He's essentially just going wherever he wants and taking fights actively, which is a very good sign.
Yeah, kind of Donk-esque.
Look, it can get out of control. You can overpeak. There can be problems with it. But right now, he seems like he's just backing himself individually, which is key for your stars. And he is one of them over at Eternal Fire alongside his Zantaras. But likely now having to see the eco for Mongols.
You could have kind of give Zantaras the same kind of props for the way he just jumped into those vents. He knew that they'd hear him. He just took the fights regardless.
And it felt like he was late to the party, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
You know, and a lot of people rotate into that, go, oh, they're already here. But, well, yeah, of course. They're called the secret yard smokes. But Zantaras just wanted to take those type of fights. So great work from him as Calyx. You see he's playing an anti-eco position, right? He's sitting back. He's not getting himself isolated. Sure, he's going to give up this territory, but there's already a rotation from his teammates lower, and that's not a bad nade either.
Skimming stones.
It's a kill.
Ooh. Could have, would have, probably should have.
For Calyx. It was a kill for
Calyx has got a nice kill there.
That's what I was going with.
Man, it's crazy how the first 2 rounds went the way of the Mongols, but it was that third. Unable to find the conversion. We always say, you know, clean to 2 into 3. But yeah, Eternal Fire, they've seized control early of this first half.
How the turntables.
Could be a DJ, Chad?
Not at all. We already have Maniac for that.
That's true.
We don't need anybody else to try their luck.
DJ Maniac. If we're lucky, we'll get a performance here in Copenhagen.
Light on util for this gun round Mongols. So one of the notes is the smokes. They only had 3, now make it just 1 remaining. It limits their amount of openings.
What do you call that aggressive smoke towards red from the CTs? Do you have a name for it? You know, this
glaive.
It is glaive. Okay, just clarifying. Oh, wow. So, Senzu, he's anticipating this trophy. Hello? Wakadia? Okay, it was actually, it was the HUD. That got me confused.
Well, he had an AK, so understandably
did
confused.
It not say? Okay.
No, it did. It said Senzu.
Okay.
And then it changed to Wakadia.
Okay.
But so you're all right.
I thought I was losing my mind.
Because it's like, how did a player even slip past it there? It wouldn't have been possible. But this round's over. We're worrying about the HUD. We should be worrying about the kills. It's just Woxic. Last man standing. The lobby push. They've tried to react towards the yard smokes. Because what he was clearing, it's like, how would a player have gotten there?
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah, well, it's okay.
Okay. I thought I'd lost my marbles. But we do have Woxic saving his AWP. That round's over before it really gets going, even if it was a little confusing.
And they took the fight to the Mongols.
Nice. Yeah.
They pushed lobby and they got destroyed.
Well, when you said, oh, you know, low util for Mongols, what's the perfect way out? Is just 5 headshots, the strategy.
Yeah, exactly. So Eternal Fire giving Mongols a way out.
Yeah. Essentially, but you said they were backing them. You were backing themselves, backing their aim. This is the other side of that coin.
True. Very true.
You're not always going to win them. These are 50-50 duels. Sure, you can tip this. Oh, God, that's scary. Woxic, he's being hunted. Can he get away with his AWP? Yes, he can. Senzu and 910 throwing their bodies to try and remove that priority. Going to be held on.
I can't believe his luck. Two quick ones and a smile on the face of 9-10 as well. So the AWP saved. Consecutive rounds in a row. Eternal Fire will be able to justify another purchase. This is the kills from Tenno. And under pressure, you can see him getting spammed as well from that top side. So very good work.
I loved his restraint there, not actually reacting to the shots through the smoke there. It would have been giving up his position, just shot in the side of the head. Oh, that ladder bug is plaguing even the best of us.
Yeah, a couple of little dramas. Again, ready for lobby aggression. The Mongols, so setting up very lobby-centric. You can see with the X-ray just how many players reside, and this is telling of either a top pop or at least the ability to make it look that way.
Yeah, so that's a molly for behind the site, molly on top of her, and a smoke main. So that's going to get your Feckles up as a defender.
Also a good way to bait out that CT stop util. They're going to go smoke molly defense of their own, a deep AG, and it's double pump. They're coming in.
They are. Flashes are in. Major spray, though, despite the flashes, gets two. Blitz and Senzu equalize. Woxic dropped into the side, commits to the fight, down now to 9-10. 2 versus 2. Blitz trying to work it and piece it together. Fight on main, traded by 9-10. Can he pick up the bomb? Can he get away? The answer is no. Calyx hiding out in the heavens to convert.
You can see 9-10 worried about the lobby push as well, knowing Calyx is the ramp player. So where has he gotten off to? But Major with a double, flashed up, the in-game leader, the vet, beautiful work.
Yeah, and it doesn't go that well if it's not for Major. The fact that you had Woxic dropped into the site, the fact that Calyx was playing Heaven as well, you needed a double from your top site anchor. Now Major delivers under a lot of pressure. Well handled by him. And you can see 9-10, yeah, he was a bit of a kind of rock and a hard place there, worried about lobby. And Calyx just being ready for the collection.
Well, back and forth we go. The economy for Mongols causing a few issues. Techno with the AK. And Senzu didn't quite stick the landing. We've dropped back to spawn. That means maybe, just maybe, we have a bit of a technical. It's the boss man's birthday around here today.
What is he now, like 30, 32?
Silvio, yeah, I think so. Yeah. But like the major starts and it's your birthday and you're the boss. You'd hope things go well.
Yeah, for his sake, for his birthday present, he gets a nice first day of the major.
Everything goes smoothly.
That's a good idea. Let's do that.
So let's stop this pause if we can and get back underway.
Can't be having any of that. And the room as well. You'll see it if you tune into the mainstream for the analyst desk. You get to see that whole kind of tunnel of champions. There's going to be a lot of players coming through these doors over the course of these next few weeks. You're very interested to see whether Eternal Fire and Mongols make it. Like I think I've got a lot of people have both of them in their expectations for the next stage.
Look, the thing is, for the Mongols and the type of Counter-Strike they can play, it would be great to see them go into that next stage of competition because I think they can cause some issues to some of the more household names, which we touched on a little bit before. The teams waiting in the elimination stage, which was previously the Legend stage, and right now we're in what was previously the Challenger stage, which back in my day was the major qualifier.
There's been a lot names and the majors.
This is the 20th major, so it makes sense things have changed.
Yeah, exactly.
If it had stayed the same, we didn't get a perfect out the gate, guys, all right? We're still working on it.
But yeah, first stage, or as others have been calling it, the former challengers.
The former challengers. All right, well,
we're back in.
We definitely are back in the action. And it is the same buy, so I'm not sure what the issue was. AK, upgraded pistols. If you're going to invest like this on Techno, you need to get a couple of kills. I'm going to set 2 as a minimum. You can get a plant, fantastic news. If you can win the round,
it makes sense to set him up in yard, isn't it? The likelihood of it being potentially a head-to-head with the AWP. If we can get game sound back, I'm sure we will be working on that.
Could just be us.
Could just be us. Delivering some util to return to his yard responsibilities. Yeah, getting Techno set up with this AK-47. It's not going to be easy to get past Woxic. This is an AK versus an AWP head-to-head that's on its way. And, actually, he's won that duel. He hasn't killed him, but he's showed the AK, forces the AWPer off the line, puts him down to just 17 points of health.
Yeah, difficult repeat for Woxic now. Where is he going to reposition to? That's a big question. Secret play from Zentares. If he is feeling they are under threat and need some information, he can peer up. This is still a very strong setup for Eternal Fire. They haven't really bit down too hard. They're not extremely worried about yard. The AWP's repositioned back box on ramp. So Woxic is in a very good position to get one, and Calyx will mop up.
Yeah, as he has done, connects, and Calyx gets himself 2. Down they go, down they fall, tumbling piece by piece. Woxic, he will end up finding 3 frags despite taking a bullet to the face, long range. lives to tell the tale.
Well, timeout called. This is Mara's opportunity to get on the microphone. First timeout so far on map number, well, it is series number 1, I suppose. Match number 1.
A lot of exciting matches up today. I'm very intrigued to see what kind of form the names we have in the server today on our stream, kind of form they show up in. I'm intrigued to know
which one are you the most excited about after this one?
Probably heroic. I want to see.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a bit of a heroic stan. I like the idea that they kind of, from an organization perspective or heroic fan perspective, they just thought it was GG, and then through nerds,
they're exceeding expectations for sure. Yeah.
Kicks in, kind of trying to build on his legacy.
I'm excited for Saul versus Koi, the Iberian matchup.
Yeah. Lots
of history there, and I think they're probably glad they play each other in the opening game as opposed to like a 2-2 match and one of them gets heartbroken. At least this one of them gets to start the opening stage with a victory. All right, well, tactical taken.
Yeah, the ramp player's going for an AUG as well. I'm going to be intrigued to see if that comes into the play. Alex opting for that. Lurk smoke drops, so already uncertainty brews.
They're not in a rush again to try and take this outside space, Mongols. They're not doing a smoke wall and immediately crossing. The smoke wall is up. So this is a bit of a fake. HE goes through. No vision for Woxic, but there will be over towards main for Zentares. Orb still posted deep, so if you're just on a dry swing, a lot to worry about. Woxic's been hitting some great shots so far.
Yeah. With his signature weapon, it's a hard shot. They crouch under the angle. Force out the shot. And about the potential for a rival AWPer on the silo. Missions tight line on the red cross. Oh, just on zoom, still manages to take down Zinho. They're going in rather dry here, and it's Ricardia and Woxic just having a field day.
Oh, he's got away. Blitz didn't see him.
Blitz? Oh, no! A messy one there from the Mongols.
Woxic count his lucky stars. Just undetected, the reposition, the aggressive maneuver. Things are starting to look a little bit, I don't want to say scary for the Mongols. This is T-side. If they can get themselves 4 rounds on the T-side, they should be quite happy with that. But drawing a blank in their approach in the last few, I think one of the keys that maybe has made them feel a bit emboldened with these secret smokes is the pistol round, 9-10 getting down for free. So they know that if they can get across, they can either do it without Eternal Fire responding or force a rotation. So one or the other, and that's what you hope to do on Nuke. We talk about this map is one of the more strategic of the bunch, the way that you can pressure these CT rotations. You don't want to allow the nucleus of the top hold to exist. You want to put a lot of pressure across the map so that they have to deal with all of these gaps. Different smoke wall this time round, not the old school standard wall to get across Secret, and Senzu right on the toes, chunked down. There's the top pop.
Just giving it a go, charging through and melted.
Got out ramp at least.
That's something for them to work with.
2 people able.
Nice. Good awareness there from Calix. Mazinho does not get the frag. So his position is now noted, and its potency's lost.
And same as Senzu's, because he's crossed to warehouse. So the fact that they were both going for hell pressure, they completely negated the bomb down lobby. The fight's coming. 9-10's dead. And the round, should we call it 7?
Yeah, I think we certainly should. You said 4, and it's still within the realms of possibility, but the Mongols able to get too much going. Last few. And Eternal Fire's nuke as well is a map that they've taken big names to overtimes on. I'm still thinking about, I think it was FaZe. They had a very close affair and just have, it's like they've missed that final step. They haven't been able to convert these very close games against some of the best in the world, but they've got very, very damn close.
I think one of the different framings for Eternal Fire in this stage of the competition is they're a favorite against a majority of the opponents they'll be going up against.
Yeah.
So how does that change the way they approach the game, right? Is it worse for them? Is it better for them? Well, we're kind of finding out right now live on the screen because they are favorites against the Mongols here. Even both of them have a similar narrative around them of being dangerous against some of these upper echelon teams. But this is a great showing from Eternal Fire so far. This is with the pistol loss, so they've recovered definitely. And that 3rd round win, we can't call it a force buy victory, but it definitely a lighter investment victory, and that's what they've been known for throughout their ascension this year.
See their CT protocol, spamming smokes.
1 HP on Techno.
Yeah, again, I mean, first it's nades, then it's spam. Techno barely hanging on.
They're going to drop some smoke to try and get across yard, but this is with intent. Fast on the first, the tail will follow, and also noisily.
Well, wasn't far off there on his internal timings.
Need to
Woxic
get the bomb over, though.
able to contribute any further. Wicardia has rotated down. Could catch them off guard, not on Mazinho's watch. It's a big frag that will force further rotations.
Finances are fine for Eternal Fire here, so if they lose the site with the number disadvantage, they should go for this retake. They've got plenty of cash to buy in the last round of the half.
I just call it lobby clear. Count yourself into dark.
Only this.
The ball. 30 seconds to try and get this bomb down. 9-10 down towards single. Got support of Blitz. Senzu's actually still heading towards.
Do they go vent to top? They are.
Interesting. Interesting. Senzu, if he can find this player. This is big! Zantares holds on. He knows what's up now. They got the bomb. They've got to hurry up. They're going down lower again. 12 seconds. Calix is on dark. 9-10. What are you doing, lads? Where are we going? Oh, no. He's punching in the code. He should be able to get it down, extend play, but it's uncomfortable now. A 4 versus 3. Barely 3. Techno, that 1 HP. See how they can make this work. Blitz and 9-10. If Techno can get 1. In the
Such
CT
a tough
vent.
position.
I mean, especially because it's going to be cleared. Oh, the ball. The wrap. It's flashed. Getting pushed, getting cleared. Major's going to collect, and it's only 9-10. He's down 2. Eternal Fire will make it an 8th.
Damn, it was looking so good for Mongols. It just felt if they were hitting towards that lower side, at least they had the bodies there. Senzu with the flank around Heaven, I think it just complicated matters.
Yeah.
And the fact that he loses that fight as well, which you think is a bit of a gimme, Zantares more than aware of the possibility. That's a massive duel for him to win. And then it just throws indecision in towards the ranks of the Mongols, and they look sloppy as hell. This is Mazinho, a great opener, but the Zantares frag is the round changer. Completely flashed up his blitz. Techno even gets a kill on the 1 HP, but it is not enough. And Mongols, can you go into the halftime with the 4th round to your name? Well, let's find out. You've got the AKs through, the loss bonus is there, the plant definitely helping. But Eternal Fire running away with things at the moment.
Oh, that's going to be living in their head, absolutely rent-free. A capitulation there as Wicardia. He's actually going to silently drop the vents. On the pulse of the potential. Smokes are up. Woxic trying to clear them. Nade does chip away at their health, but they are across.
Thinks better of it that time. Doesn't take the heads up duel. Delays as Major again with impact. Techno felled.
Big.
So limited op.
What on earth is he doing? Zantares pushes Wicardia's smoke to get some info and a headshot. Oh, wow. Senzu's down to Woxic as well, ready for that one. Seems like Eternal Fire, they're just switched on. I mean, from the get-go.
And it wouldn't be fair to say Mongols haven't had opportunities to convert.
Yeah.
The 3rd round definitely should have been theirs. It could have changed the complete flow for the game, because then think about the economic turmoil that they were thrust into after losing that. Their buy next was Tech 9s with 2 rifles. And since they've just been scampering, trying to put this one together, a classy finish. A 9-3 on the nose as, well, we'll just take a moment and we get into the second half.
16-4. One hell of a KD for Woxic.
And he started strong.
Yep, that
Great kills on
P2K.
he had impact. It was Wicardia who was the hero because of the kill, pick up the AK, drop down the vent. But Woxic also had like a spin on the dime, 180-degree deagle shot when the flank through hell was happening.
Right, yeah.
So he's had his impact. And that's very good signs. Because when I talk about Eternal Fire, I talk about Wicardia and Zantares. And traditionally, you talk about the 2 strong riflers and the AWPer.
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't rate Woxic, it's just that Woxic has never been the same player he was under picked him up on Cloud9 and
to have like kind of a degree in buckets and spades. And at this point, he's just, the 16 doesn't surprise him. He's like, this is what it's supposed to be like every time. 9-3 as we head into the second pistol. Let's see if the Mongols can at least hold on to a fourth round. Taking both pistols would be a good start of a competitive nuke.
Almost feels compulsory because it feels like the momentum will continue to run away from them.
Yeah.
And again, you would be left in a financial discrepancy to try and claw back into the game.
Yeah, you want to talk about MR12 and the implications and changes. I think this could be a great example if you win both pistols, but you can't find its conversions. Zinio's already lost ramp, a big nade to the face, he's in trouble.
And I discussed, right, with the map nuke, if you're going to pick this against Mongols, and you know that Mazinho has had issues in stressful games before, he's a player that you can bully.
Yeah, well, bullied on the pistol. They've lost ramp info. Blitz will activate yard. Now establishing a crossfire top with 9-10. They're coming for you. Techno needs to be cool on this. Can't collect a thing, and
Clean.
it's just an absolutely perfect pistol. With 5 alive, Zentaris is going to be overlooking. Makes his first of a 1 versus 5 on the pistol. Woxic doesn't allow anymore.
Burst?
It sounded like it. 17th frag is found, and yeah, this already seems like the Mongols may be slipping away from a chance at a competitive nuke here.
I don't know a better way to put it, but saying like the ramifications are amplified of mistakes or losing to these type of lower rounds. And when you think about the flow, if we just go back to the first half, third round, 2 upgraded MP9s and a couple of upgraded pistols, you lose that. Your next is a saved AK, Galil, and 3 Tech 9s. You lose that, your next is an Eco. Okay, well now the score's 3-2 in their favor.
Yeah.
Then you have a gun round. Then you have to have another light buy, right? You can see how the game's gotten away from them.
Let's see if the Mongols got anything to say about this one. Zentaris doesn't seem to think so. 9-10 down immediately. The round has barely begun and already working at a disadvantage. Blitz, what have you got for us? He's up close, ready for the secret fight. Great headshot. He builds 2 out of it. Okay, hang on. There is a conversation to be had. By clearing out secret, his teammates aware that the lobby likely mostly occupied. He's got a lot of responsibility right now. He's worried about Squeak, main, hut. He's got Mazinho now to at least cover his hut. So that means that ramp is the gap.
Hard for them to... Well, it's a good and a well-timed smoke. So at least that's bought them a buffer. Something you see a lot on these rounds is rifles walk out squeaky, turn it into a bit of an aim map. So at least he's kept Eternal Fire at bay for now. A reposition from Techno to try and be more threatening, as Major actually wants to start to investigate towards Yard. But I hope the clock doesn't get away from him.
So he has the only smoke.
I think they might try and top split through main. So at least they're eliminating a few options.
Right.
The AK on Blitz down towards lower, he won't be able to have any impact if it is the top hit. Well, that was the chance.
Oh, yeah.
Look, Mazinho has rotated away as well. They're expecting a reaction off of the smoke. They didn't get the reaction. Eternal Fire sat, they waited, and still went with their initial plan, which was to explode out Squeaky Door. Gonna give it a go?
Maybe he just wants to go shopping for a potential upgrade. Take it into the next. You're running out of rounds here. 11th seeming guaranteed at this point. No, they are like giving it a go.
Flash him in.
Yeah. Through. Alex blind.
Oh.
It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Oh, Blitz. He's not getting away with the AK either. Eternal Fire, they're looking focused as they look to start, as they mean to go on.
Wow, you think about that. It's just to facilitate the ability to see if Mazinho can either do more damage or get another gun. And instead, it results in him getting killed while completely blind and then giving up the position of Blitz because they knew where the flash came from.
No, I mean, it's... I mean, pick your poison,
the odds
isn't it,
tell
at
the
this point?
story.
Yeah, they do. Absolutely blown out in Eternal Fire's favor. The Mongols struggling upon arrival here in Copenhagen. FAMAS, MP9, Desert Eagle, and a couple of different smoke grenades and flashbangs to try and have something to say about this nuke game.
Missing a third smoke out of this, but they're across regardless. And you're not awfully threatened in Yard, are you? You don't have to worry about an AWP. At most, maybe there was a scout. We can see that's not the case whatsoever. Then you're getting a little bit frisky towards ramp, has some space to work with. Blitz in the vent. They try and go for a time-delayed lobby crunch. Might be able to isolate Calyx, sure, but they're hearing a bit of a ruckus towards the lower deck. Blitz, they know where you are.
Oh, they're coming. Nice work from Blitz, and Taras will trade.
What do you do now? This is where you would expect the ramp play if you were Mongols, because you know they've got a player down who can control the vent rotation. That's starting to take shape.
Yeah, audible. 35 seconds. Eternal Fire. Do we need to find a way into the site now? Hoping for a reaction, an overreaction from the Mongols, but they're kind of digging
calling
their
the
heels
bluff.
in. Yeah, they are.
There's a secret flank available.
Seconds, no one's there to respond, so this call of the bluff is not worked out for them.
Out of position, outgunned, out-utilitied.
Played.
It looks hopeless, doesn't it?
It really does. You can see they have no idea. And now a smoke has just landed in front of their face. A nade right on the nose of Senzu. Oh, and a spray on top. They are having absolutely no fun. Zantares pulls Eternal Fire into their 12th. This is a dominant start to the Copenhagen Major for Eternal Fire.
All right. Well, look, this one, I haven't said it throughout, but this one's looking done, I would say. A bit like a dog's dinner, but one of the scenarios that we need to discuss is in the best of ones, you will have to wait until the middle point of the day. So after all best of ones are completed on both A and B streams, once they've come to their logical conclusions, there will be the second round draw, and then the next, I think it's about 45 minutes, then the next matches will kick off from the finish of the final game on whichever stream. So we're not on set start times. We're on a rolling schedule today with the best of one. So the quick as they go, and this one has been as quick as you like.
Hello. A little bit of chip damage done, but Wacardia's gotten across. Is this really going to be that 13-3 scoreline, or will the Mongols be able to manufacture a bit of a cosmetic comeback? It seems they didn't quite show up today, certainly not in the same capacity as their opponent. Zantares dead to the spam. Good awareness from Blitz. Catches him. His vision obscured. On to Calyx as well, so that's something. Okay, wow, Blitz has just decided he's going to go shopping for frags, and he might even have another one. Okay, Blitz, 4. Now, surely the ace can be given his way. Major's going to oblige by heading towards the silo.
Noisily as well.
There's a world where Blitz can finish this off at 9-10. How dare you? How very dare you?
Now, I don't know what's happened on the mainstream, but I would have said that it's probably the first ace of the tournament. Now, that can't be the case.
Damn it.
So, that whole little story there,
Good to see, though. I mean, you need Blitz online if you want to be competitive here in Copenhagen.
So he only needs to do that 8 more times.
8 more, yeah.
Just 8 more times.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is how the story of the comeback started. The Mongols down 12-3 on Nuke, the opening best of one here at the first CS2 major for Pgl in Copenhagen, the year 2024. And Blitz inspired his team with a massive 4K when the chips were down.
That's how the story goes.
The rest was history.
This is going to be brutal. Look at this lineup through the. He's going to flash his Mackies straight through the squeaky door, through the smoke. Senzu's there. Techno's blind. And nice control of the spray. Takes down Woxicon main. An indication of where they're going. They're trying to go through, but the spam is there. Locked down. No one making it down. And yeah, back to the drawing board. Back to square one for Eternal Fire and back to spawn. Not as Zantares and Major have a go.
Well, Mazinho aware that he has given up a lot of territory over towards ramp. You can see him acknowledging the opportunity. And he does tuck across tight into that right-hand corner. The left for Zantares. Actually around the box and catches Zantares easy as you like. I think he must have seen a barrel there as he's mantled up. And Blitz is looking invigorated.
Yeah, good start.
Finding some aggression. So Major about to get shot in the back. His timing working wonderfully for Blitz right now. So this one's mine.
What are you doing?
He's going to go for the knife? He wants the knife, Alex. I think he actually wants the knife.
I am flabbergasted. Blitz!
Jeez.
Stab him, Major with a left click. Go, okay.
Mara doesn't smile. Blitz doesn't smile. Nobody smiles. Sure, guys. Mazinho smiles. Oh, of course he does. A little cherub.
I mean, yeah, I get it. But it's a sign of the times. Blitz, he really wants to try and get into the heads of their opponent. Some psychological warfare there, going for a knife kill to finish.
I am curious, though, now. It's not that we'll get to see a game plan necessarily manifest, but I want to see if ramp is the weakness that Eternal Fire try and exploit, because Zinho touched on it. Worried about him in this major in general, because it's a high-pressure environment and he's a kid, but also he plays a position that's susceptible to getting just exploited. You also have to worry about the rotations. He started strong. He had 2 kills on the pistol round that I thought was a good omen, but only has 6 to his name right now. With 14, but right now we just have a few Deagles and some Glocks and, well, a minute and 55 seconds to watch this transpire. You can already see good economy of utility coming out from Mongols. They haven't just been rifling through all their smokes, haven't felt too threatened just yet, and that's one of the things on these type of rounds that if you are Eternal Fire, you're aiming to do, right? It is 5 AKs for the Ts. Sorry, the CTs. Yeah, no wonder that's somewhat...
It's one
on newbie.
I actually don't know the URL, but yeah, there is a big newbie stream for newer viewers. Senzu's taking him down cleanly towards this yard position. I say that as Zentara's hit a banger. Not going to be allowed to do too much more. Senzu closes it up, and Mongols will close the gap. Has to be perfect all the way through if they want to see overtime, if they want to see the opportunity for the slate to be wiped clean.
I think one of the keys as well, and this is... Look, in the context of the match, this doesn't matter, but in the context of the day, if Mongols can get a few more rounds under their belt, knowing they're going to be playing later in the day as well, just get some more rounds in, some more reps in. You will have to get back in the server and play in another best of 1 before the day is closed. And you definitely don't want to be going to bed tonight with 0-2 on your mind.
Gosh, no. No, I mean, that is your worst case scenario. It will be a reality for some. They fake molly. Fake hot molly. And pushing in. Aggression from Senzu. He's going to be punished by Woxic. But taking down Wicardia, it's a big scalp to remove from the play.
Yeah, Major immediately ready for more aggression. They were lining up stack nades, and not sure if that's a consideration anymore after the aggression. So now, juggling the utility so that Major can throw multiple Molotovs towards this top site.
Interesting smoke thrown out there. You see, it's like almost like a lurk smoke for Hut.
A lot of talking from Major. This is probably not the round he was expecting to call, but after the death of Senzu and the trade, Lucadia in the grave, they do need to mix things up.
It does seem like top is the final
Somewhat weak as well.
goal.
Is a weak defense.
Yeah, Mazzinho is really going to be tested here. Can he win the head-to-head with Zentares? Oh, the flashes from Major, so strong. Rotation. Heaven has to be big from 9-10. This is horrible. High-pressure environment for 9-10. He has to fight. Has to do whatever he can. A great shot, but overlooks. Calyx, the Flames force a 1 versus 2. Pushing through. Blitz, can you save them? Just for the elevated position. From the Molotov, this could be the play. This could very well be the play. Hoping Woxic overextends the elevated position. Woxic will close, and Eternal Fire will take the win.
Oh, what a well put together round there from Eternal Fire. Under pressure, Magic calls them into victory. They hit the top site. A couple of easy kills come their way, and that is going to be map number 1 of their campaign here in the opening stage. This is the thing I said, you don't want to go to bed tonight with a 0-2 in your mind, but you'd love to go to bed tonight with a 2-0 record, and Eternal Fire have taken the first step in that direction. It was a matchup where I thought these two teams have a similar story coming into this event. They've got the groundswell around them. There's a bit of hype. The peers of the top-tier team seem to be respecting these individuals. But one was a lot better than the other in that game. And look, it started well for Mongols, the pistol, the conversion, and then it all went wrong.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if it's kind of everything you were talking about Eternal Fire's proficiency in lower buys to be able to be threatening, and it just spiraled so very quickly out of control. Like, it didn't feel like there was much time before it felt out of reach for the Mongols.
Yeah, the thing is, if they could have kept the rounds close, like get a couple of kills, get the bomb down, be able to keep going back and forth in those type of Galil buys, but the fact that they got stalled out completely was a big issue. And a big issue within the first half of play was Woxic. I think at one point we highlighted he had 16 kills within that first half, so he was going great guns. Good to see Woxic Woxic back in form. And he's got no ammo in the AWP and gets away with this one here. So Blitz made to look a little bit foolish there. But yeah, a really good showing from Eternal Fire, and hopefully signs of things to come from the Turks, because we know they have a very vocal fan base who are hoping that they're able to push the limits and go one further than what Space Soldiers of the past were able to do. Yeah,
I mean, Major, when you talk to him, it's very clear that they've never really had the perfect five. You never had 5 players with the same depth of skill set that they could make a deep run at a big tournament such as this. And now it feels like the time might be right. They've managed to dig Wacardia out. They've found a young, promising talent to combine with the Woxic and the Calyx of the world. And yeah, you've got a real match made in heaven here. Xantares has always been there. Xantares is a name that we're all too familiar with celebrating, but it seems that Eternal Fire have a roster around him that genuinely seems to have a little bit of a leniency to greatness. They're on their way.
Well, that's the thing with both of those names that you've highlighted, Xantares and Woxic. They did their best work playing for teams that were not the Turkish home side, right? Woxic obviously with Mouse Sports once upon a time, and Xantares over there with Big. And the fact that we can get all of the names, because I believe once upon a time there was like a beef between Woxic and some of the others, and that's why they weren't playing together. But, you know, Majid did a nice interview with HLTV recently, and you know, if people want to check out a bit more about the history of Turkish Counter-Strike, I'd recommend you head over there and give that one a bit of a read. And Wacardia, he was quite impactful within the early stages, aggressive, but only ends with 11 kills to his name. But it's all about the victory. It's not about the scoreboard. It's not about the stats. It's about getting those 3 victories. And the first one for Eternal Fire has been notched onto the board for the day. We have our standout player of the match being Woxic. We just highlighted him, so we gave him his flowers, but we'll give him again. 119 ADR, 20 kills within this map, and 5 multi-kill rounds, so that's impact.
Yeah, what more could you have asked for the opening performance from Eternal Fire? They'll be very satisfied. And on the other side of the coin, the Mongols... You set your sights like you were on that second game.
There's obviously a bit more pressure now because, as mentioned, the ramifications of losing the Nexus 0-2, but we need to see who they get matched up against. That's not going to come through the pipeline until after the middle point of the day.
Lots more for us ahead of us, though.
3 more here on the secondary stream. I don't even know what's been happening on that mainstream. I have to take a little bit of a look.
Yeah, I wonder if we can get an update on the results so far, or shall I... out my telephone.
We go to a break and then we could check it out.
Yeah, okay, let's do that. So we'll take a break. We're going to go ahead and get fed and watered. You can do the same, but we'll be back with much more Counter-Strike coming up.
We're going in to the opening stage of the Pgl Major Copenhagen. Eternal Fire has been on a huge rise and looking very good here. Major is the man in charge, the IGL rocking it. How are you feeling, sir?
Okay, I think we're feeling good.
Coming through the RMR, right, you go 3-2. And I would say, looking at that, right, it was a good performance again, but I would say some of it is still, times you look sometimes shaky even against the good teams, right? I compare your phase games from Katowice, right, to what we saw at the RMR. What has it told you about where you guys are at, how Eternal Fire are performing right now?
Our performance in the RMR was okay because we play like G2 and phase, then we play Falcons, then we just play Bed Boom for the last matches to go to the major here, and we just win it 2-0 with we show good things. We just miss, I think, when we play like teams like phase and G2, I saw that we miss something to win against them.
No, I like it because what I'm seeing from you there is an understanding that there's small gaps that you're having in these games that you can't get away with against this level of team. So it's something you focused on now, yeah, but coming into the major.
Because the objective, obviously, it's going to the Legend stage and play against these teams.
But with what you've been working on, did you boot camp at all before the major? What did it look like from the Eternal Fire schedule?
I had like 2 days off and we just starting practicing, but not boot camping because we can't. But we just did like boot camping from home. We just watch the demo that we played, try to fix the mistakes. It's not easy on practice because we play with iPings from Turkey, 4 people. I play from France. I don't have this issue.
Now, one thing that's interesting is you haven't played any officials. You just mentioned it. Practice is not the same. You haven't played officials since the RMR.
Yeah.
Does this worry you at all?
In practice, sometimes in official, something different can happen. Here we are favorites to go through, so we need to have the mentality like we are favorites. So we need to play good CS, focus 100% because the teams we're gonna play are really eager to win.
Now, one thing I'm noticing, right, from the team and how it different from last year, 2023, I saw Eternal Fire every qualifier, every event, every online event you could enter, right? You guys were playing so much. This year, RMRs, then Katowice, yeah, and now you're here. only 23 maps officially played so far this year.
Not so much, yeah.
Was this a decision you wanted to have? Is this a change you wanted to make?
Maybe we're targeting some tournament right now, but we have ASL Pro League after that, after this major extra. So the things is, to be honest, to answer to a question, we're playing from Turkey, some online tournament, and it's difficult. We are not the same level as we have on LAN on online because the ping. We're playing like 16 ping sometimes, 4 people, 3 people, and some online tournament can be dangerous. You know, you can like lose a match, lose against a really weak opponent, then after that you can lose confidence. So I think there is a strategy on that.
Okay.
We need to focus on the most important tournament right now is the major.
Yeah, and like you said, that comes with the experience for sure. And another thing you mentioned to me is you feel like you're one of the favourites here, and I think many people consider you guys to be the favourites here.
Yes.
Is it a strange situation to be in, to go from being not the favourites, people not expecting you to do so well, to now you're like, oh, okay, we should be going through?
Yeah, obviously. Like all my career, I was the outsider when I play. I always playing against high opponent because we are always T1 half and T2 between.
How does it feel for you to be back here and to go through this again?
I feel great, to be honest. It is the best tournament that CS can show. A really good feeling to be here, to play here, to have his stickers, to be honest.
You had a very specific way of always getting ready for the team. We used to be going down for breakfast. You'd be there on your own. You'd have your notebook. You'd be doing some extra work, and you'd be going through everything else.
Yeah, I'm still the same. Like I think before the match, I always watch like 3-4 maps. Sometimes I'm thinking too much. In the night, I'm doing like overthinking.
You're just doing it. You've always been doing it, and then it's looking pretty good for you right now. Things are coming together.
Hopefully it will be better.
I believe in you. Let's see how it goes. Good luck in the games, man.
Thank you
Good
very
luck
much.
throughout the
Thank you,
competition.
guys.
The world is changing quickly. Shoot it.
The world is changing, but one thing remains the same. Victories with 1xBet.
Level up your gaming space with metal posters from Displates. Hang your Displates in seconds. Swap them whenever you like. Get official art from your favorite games on a uniquely designed metal canvas and choose from thousands of posters. Join over 3 million collectors now. Your wall upgrade is here. Shop now at Displate.com.
What's popular, it's loud. And this is ASON's commercial. But ASON spent they got no money left for the commercial. So I'm gonna need you to head to ASON.io. ACEZONE. Yo. Code PGL, 50 euros off. Got some headphones. It's now or never.
Well, hello there. We are back in business. I've got Chatty B hanging out with me, and we are getting into our second best of one. Quite a quick one to start off our day. It didn't quite meet the expectations that we both had of the first affair.
I was expecting a little bit closer of a game, but this is where you have to keep in mind it is a best of one. That doesn't mean I'm taking away from Eternal Fire.
No.
It means I just don't want people to think, oh, Mongols suck. I think it was a matchup where Eternal Fire were going into as the favorites. The Mongols have hype around them as well, but after losing that third round, it all kind of went downhill, didn't it?
But where do we frame our next affair, this second match?
Whoa.
Apex taking on Pain Gaming of the South American region.
Look, personally, Alex, if we continue to see positive signs out of Pain Gaming, it does great guns for big Uzera stocks, right?
Yeah,
Pain,
right.
when we had, I think it was about a year ago, maybe it was a little bit more than that now. We were a bit hyped about Pain and we liked what we were seeing. This is when players like Hardzour were on the team, right? But big Uzera was there and he had to take over the in-game leadership from PKL. We're doing some, not even ancient history, but we're doing some Pain history for everybody right now. And then big Uzera stayed, and then there was a couple of, because that's when they had Skulls over there and Zevi, right?
Yeah, right.
And then it all kind of fell apart. And then Big Uzera is the last guy left. And then, well, he's been able to put together another roster, whether he did or someone else did at the organization. This team has been able to qualify, I don't want to say with ease at the RMRs, but it felt like they weren't one of the names that were at the top of my list as far as the Americas were concerned.
Well, I'll tell you, the name that was at the tip of many's tongue was not Stico to return to Apex and save them as qualification for the major through that RMR came as a bit of a surprise to some. Probably not to Apex after making a nice deep run over in Paris. They have found themselves here at Copenhagen for the first of CS2.
Yeah, and a lot had changed since Paris. I think of the organizations who qualified in Paris, we only had 13 of the 24 organizations from Paris.
Interesting.
So Apex being one of them. A lot of the organizations that we did lose were these, how can I say this nicely, mid-international rosters, like your Fanatics, like your OGs, like your NIPs, just these really like average assortment of rosters. And they've kind of been replaced with well, I can't use Launder's favorite term, but national teams. So whether you like that or not, well, we're about to find out. I don't think that really matters in the matchup of this. Ancient gone from Pain, Anubis gone from Pain as well. The veto system, obviously, is not 1-1-1-1-1.
But banning Ancient and Anubis, I mean, what is this? Blasphemy. Those are good maps.
Yeah. Well,
no nuke. So where are we going to end up then? It's going to be intriguing to see.
Maybe Vertigo?
Wouldn't mind a Verti.
There's a lot of, I was going to say, there's a lot of Inferno played over in the Americas, or a lot more than on the European side of things. So we have it between a Vertigo right now and an Overpass.
Jacob playing a heavy role, and with a heavy hand, he's been securing the wins for Apex. A high frag player, high impact player.
He loves to get stuck in as well. Jacob is a player's player. Right, he's the type of guy that you want to play with if you're a Counter-Strike, because he's always gonna risk for what's better for the round and what's better for his stats. So
right.
Jacob, a bit of a storied Norwegian, And it's a Norwegian org over there with Apex. Also have Sense, that's on the opposite end of the spectrum. He's a young gun, but he's doing the in-game leadership. On the other side of the server, maybe you're not too familiar if you're not watching America's Counter-Strike all the time of what the new Pain roster looks like. The man on your screen right now is NQZ. The Orpa, we've also got Lux, Nissim, Kowers, and Big Uzera.
And like you said, Big Azera is probably one of the more recognizable names on there. Is there a player to watch in your book?
NQZ has shown some moments on the AWP in the past, but this is the thing. Orpas and Brazil, it's not like Orpas in Russia. There's definitely some, and they can have some flary moments, but a while it was considered Safe was the best Orpa, and he's a bit of an older boy, so NQZ could become that player, but right. I guess these are your tests. This is where we get to see. On the other side of things, it's obviously Nork, the Orpa, Swedish Orpa for Apex. You got a big smile on Cowers' face right there. We also have Stiko, as you've mentioned, and Sassanito.
Yes, Sassanito. Keep an eye on him as well. I think when you mentioned Nork, I wanted to reiterate that he had one of these career high clutch stats over in Paris.
Yes.
He had, I think it was nearing double digits across the event, if not more, surpassing it. So yeah, I don't know if that's replicable at all, but Nork definitely has these moments of just kind of inspired brilliance. Whether or not we get that, or if it's even necessitated, we'll get to find out together as we get into the situated for this best of
I think the lay of the land is Apex are the favorites here. I think we want to wait and see what a team like Pain are able to do. I think, as mentioned, it's quite surprising that they're even qualified for the event, but they're here, right? And this is where anything is possible. Dreams are made, without
and
being,
destroyed.
And destroyed. We definitely saw a lot of heartbreak with teams who were unable to qualify at the RMRs. This is a big deal to be a celebration of Counter-Strike, but also, I guess it's our equivalent of the World Cup, right? I think that's probably the best way to frame it.
Yeah. Just not with the national rosters as always, or not all of them. Apex, an example, but up against Pain Gaming, who are representing Brazil. Let's get this one started then.
Not a lot of util being invested into here for the T side of Pain. Got a smoke and a molly. Gonna make steps over towards bridge. Very important to force the audibles. Smoke's in the sky. Decoy up the ramp. So they're selling a lot of A presents, trying to look bigger than they are, Big Uzera and Lux. There's 4 players here. They've done what they needed to do.
No, they've definitely sold it. Surely this gap's forged now. Lux, if he could live, takes fights, confirms the sandbags are occupied as well.
They haven't taken space.
What are they doing? Now they are.
Stiko's here.
It's him. Pushing through, bombs across. Stiko misses his opportunity there, and a HE could be well placed, but not going to find lethality. Chips away. NQZ down to half. Nissim a great shot, but Stiko down. Forced to watch. Sassanito soon to join him. 2 HP. It's going to be Sense trying to find a way back in. Good find on the Glock. Recovers that. Using them to great success. Finding their headshot. NQZ down. It's only Lux. It's a winnable 1 versus 2. Sassanito's low. Can't find them first. Headshot, and it's Sense again. 3 kills from the IGL. The young gun steps up for Apex's pistol.
And he likes to make some noise. We've seen he's one of these elements of the team who gets fired up, yells an awful lot. So he is trying to be the leader, not only in terms of the calls, but in how he conducts himself. And that will be the pistol round going in their favor. And that's even after what I would consider a successful fake. The decoy, the smoke, the opening kill, all going the way of Pain. And it felt like they had breached in towards that B bomb site a little bit late. They still get in the door, they still get the bomb down, and they still facilitate the second round buy. This is one of the keys with the loss bonus where it's at. But they've gone AK heavy, haven't they?
Yeah, that's cool, actually. They've managed to pull off 3 AK-47s with Kev. I don't love the absence of the head armor. Means that MP9 could ruin the day of NQZ.
It might be telling of the pace that they're about to take. If they offer something quick, then definitely so. If they slow the pace down, allow the CTs to rifle through all of their utility, and then turn this ramp into a bit more of a protocol aim map, then I think they might be able to negate that issue, at least for the most part. Still always cause for concern. Have a hamper smoke and a ramp lurk smoke, and then a redeploy of a deep yellow. And this is it. Even if you're not going to contest for these fights, Apex still need to seem somewhat threatening. You can't give this space over for free. Sassanito and Sense fighting in unison. Sense,
oh dear.
hero of the last, is down.
Yeah, that's a big find from Big Uzera. Sassanito actually concedes and will give up that space. And you can see Big Uzera is very quick to hoover up any of the potential. Firms full control with a molly on sandbags. Sassanito choosing to stand and search. He doesn't have too much in the way of support. This is just a duel now. Head spotted. Sassanito tail, joins Nork towards Gap, getting swung on now from Lux. Lux, run down, good work from Nork, finds himself an upgrade, need another. Jacob, good for it through the smoke. It's NQZ trying to hunt down Nork, hiding out on the Gap position. Nice work from the Cowes Deeg. They will get that bomb planted. Hanging in the balance here, yeah, low HP, Cowes cut down by Jacob. Stico spotting out NQZ in a very forward positions. It puts a lot of pressure onto Nissim. Molly for the default. That will buy time, but he's going to have to take this duel. Stico! Oh, a dink, but not enough. Good attempt from Payne on the second round buy.
See, I don't know if he didn't believe the potency of his Molotov there.
Yeah.
Right, if he did, he knew that he had a buffer of about 7 seconds. They would have had to have tapped again. He's gone searching. Gets the isolated fight, but is unable to connect it. And Nork does a good job staying alive. Slows them down getting into the site, and then that means the smoke fades. Jacob gets the kill on Cowes jumping away.
That position from NQZ as well is not favorable. You can see because Stico's further away from it. You can just see a like sliver of you.
But there was one of the fact that they were jarring. It looks awkward for Sasanito playing ahead of the smoke wall, but slowing them down buys the buffer because they don't have a surplus of utility to replenish. Right. So it's worked out nicely for Apex.
I see Nork lining up the yellow smokes. Will they do anything aggressive off the back of this? You can see it now landing deep down yellow. Can facilitate a bit of a walk down if they're interested. Sense and Sasanito. He's actually got a nice little flash lineup to get himself out and across. Then nade on the smoke in sync.
Nice little move.
I like that. Write that one down.
Yeah, so you need to have as many of those as possible. That new dynamic is something that I don't think anybody's mastered yet. I think there's still a lot of room for growth in terms of, do you want to use it offensively? Do you want to use it defensively? You know, is it more for the CT? Is it more for the T? Well, obviously, I think situation is the key. But a heavy lean from Apex over towards the A side of the map right now. You can see Jacob even starting to cheat over. So with the radar, take a look, and well, this camera is even better. You can see them playing for information, searching forward. They need to win this fight over towards yellow and quick smart because the hit will be coming towards B. Big Yuzera.
That's huge. Absolutely massive. Winning the frag onto Sense, and well, I was going to say get away with it. No, Stico hanging out on B with a brilliant double.
Triple
Gets NQZ on the way out. Okay, well, round over unless Lux has got a clutch in him. Punching in the code, at least get some cash to splash, but that'll be it. Apex, they can thank themselves. Stico, the B anchor, gets a triple on the defense.
That's more than he's worth there, and that actually is attesting to how well he just did. That is fantastic from Stico. The fact he gets the third is insane. 2 was great. 2, I would have been more than happy with on the rotation back through, because as we were just highlighting, there was so much pressure from Apex to get this space over towards A. They have to focus on getting the trade. The rotation miles away, and you can't...
What?
Yeah, so he must have been coming up through the smoke up the stairs. He wasn't even aiming at him.
It's crazy, that one. Oh, man.
That's why it didn't compute.
No, it didn't. Couldn't process that. But Stico, what a huge round he's just had. I mean, that was about to be Pain Gaming's first gunny. Now, instead, they're operating with some Galils, trying to get themselves off of the goose egg.
It's felt like everything's been a gun round so far. We've had AKs, Galils, Galils again.
This is that T-side economy.
Getting the bomb down time and time again is going to continue to cause problems for Apex. Jacob on high alert. We'll drop into a passive play. Lux dealt with over towards A.
Trying to punish that reload. Wow, nice find from Cowes. Actually controls his Galil into Jacob. 3A.
He was going to continue to aggress because if it's awkwardly quiet.
Oh, he's actually spotted out the bomb on bridge. With Stico onto Nissim as well, this aggression has been rewarded. And their options are really not great, are they? What can you do here, Pain Gaming? Oh, had an opportunity. A bit of chip damage was available. Big Uzera on 50 HP to work with this. 2 here on A. A forward position from Sasanito. Gets jiggled out, so good awareness from Big Uzera and Cowes, but just going to spray him down. Don't get him into the site, and no bomb plant this time, so they've been humbled.
Yeah, there was residual cash left over. I believe there's more than enough now to get into, quote-unquote, a full gun round.
Okay.
This is the murky waters that we found ourselves in because of these plans, but let's find out in a moment's time. That was the easy open. This was the one back, but again, I just love the Stico.
He's looking sharp.
Yeah, and look, let's not mince words. Let's not... let's be honest about this. Apex needed to bring him back to have core 3 so they could get themselves a spot in the RMRs.
Yes.
So they brought him back out of necessity for the major circuit.
But he's not going to just take that as, you know, almost a a backhanded compliment. You know, instead he's taken it as an opportunity.
Yeah, precisely. Always liked Stiko, good head on his shoulders.
Yeah, 100%. And he's been individually grinding, trying to find his form or surpass his previous form. And QZ on the AWP. This is what we were expecting to see. He's taking down Jacob, so already impact being felt. And Nissim, he's loud about this. So Stiko on alert. Oh, and Stiko wins the duel. Nissim's going to feel robbed.
They were hoping to seesaw, but you need to be successful in that type of a gambit if you... So now, it's not that they're going in blind. They know that damage was done. Staying active, aren't they?
Like, they are not going to be expecting this so quickly. After defending B, it's already behind them.
Does he investigate the B bomb
bro,
site? It's so quiet.
I'm a Stiko stan right now. The fact that he's going to be behind, they're already looking
They're doing a double flank. Nork's with him. Well, Nork's investigating A, but...
Okay. Is there any trigger discipline involved? No, you just take this frag. You just take this. No, you do.
He might be able to stop the plant.
Oh, beautiful from Stiko. He will go down. Bomb disrupted.
The double flank. No way you're expecting a double flank. Oh,
yeah.
It's only the flank.
Hang on. And it's good work. Lux locks it in. Young Guns having fun. Triple kill from Lux.
You needed to convert that with how it started. Biggie Zero running up short and opening kill. NQZ grabs one back, and then it all gets a little bit unorthodox with the Stiko and Nork double push.
Thought they'd done enough with that.
Yeah, if they were paired up, probably, but you could see they didn't exactly know. Here's the NQZ frag onto Jacob, rotating into trouble. But Lux, and you see them getting fired up, that Brazilian passion. Really not shy of making some noise, but look at how they've kept Apex's economy right where they want it.
Oh, wow. The stack nades land on Sense's front door, and down he goes. An AWP bullet to the toe.
The nades didn't even matter, did they?
Still, that's got a bit of a 1-2 punch onto Sense, so operating at a disadvantage are Apex. NQZ holding the flank for now, anticipating the potential for something more aggressive, pressing the gaps in their opening spread.
They'll draw themselves back into the game quite quickly if they convert this one.
Especially if they can do so cleanly. Tim has taken down Stiko's investigations towards the B stairs. Biguzera finds himself towards the gap, and no one occupying headshot.
Notice how the AWP spam from far away? I don't think Sassanito will expect them already up short because of the AWP spam. Yeah, see? So the fact that they spam the AWP deep, we've already, hey, shoot for me, right? I've got it's lulled Sassanito into a false sense of security.
Yeah, it's round defining. Nork's going to be picking up an AWP, though.
We'll see if he can save it. It's going to be difficult to do considering the circumstances. And if you're Payne, do you want to wipe the board? Are you going to just allow this round to settle in and you grab your second, start to build a bit of a T-side economy, or do you want to hunt? Well, Cowers will be the first to take a look, and he will have to tussle with Jacob. Nestled in quite nicely here towards the B lobby.
Okay, let's stay with Cowers. Let's see how his clears go. This angle is you're not going to be looking for it. Nice work, though. Did at least bait out Jacob, but
it's an upgrade for Jacob.
They'll take the rifle. Oh, they'll lose the AWP. Nice find from Biguzera. Nork put down. Jacob finds himself that AK. Can he hold on to it? Not too long left in this round, and three alive. Payne, they're going to force the issue a little bit as the bomb explodes. Going wide, spot him out, and delete him. Biguzera takes another frag. And they'll be happily back into this game. Vertigo starting competitively.
You're going to be frustrated there if you're Jacob. Just like, hey, mate, just swing me wide. So you're jiggling everything. Just swing. And, well, that was the shot from NQZ. Beautiful way to kick off the round. An important one here from Nissim. And especially the fact he gets revenge against Stiko, which he did fluff against a few rounds earlier.
Embracing my pedantic hand, Chad, you said the nades were irrelevant. I think that was a shot in the leg, actually.
Okay,
I'm just
all right.
5 of them heading towards ramp. I see a Pig 250 on the high and a 5.7. Not too much fun to be had here for Apex. Okay, we got a little stack of Rooney. Different elevations.
Official terminology, I do believe.
I believe so. How many does this get? I reckon that UMP is about to farm some stacks.
1.
Oh,
come on, Chief.
Nasty little spread there. And they start to swing. They want to find Lux. Come on, what have you got? Oh, none. Absolutely nothing on the UMP, but it's information, I suppose. Maybe not nothing, as the B site's open for business.
as long as it just stays as the UMP that they've lost in this round, it almost feels like no harm, no foul.
What about an AK? Oh, he holds on to it. A lovely spray. Cowes loses his AK eventually. Nork managed to chase him down, and that's certainly a nice prize. You'll take that through to the next if you can.
Can. Already starting to spread their wings up, Paint. Yes, some expect this. He should do. Where it is a possibility, because they're dealing with Stico in the interim, and while Nork will get another kill. So at least adding frags to the tally. That's $300. The money game.
Yep. It's a money game.
Feels
No
like
need to invest.
An important save as well, considering the money situation for Apex. Loss bonus about to get piped through into the bank. So everybody is going to be just under that 5K mark. Suppose the question is, are they going to try and facilitate an AWP? And if so, who goes lacking? Because you can see the finances right now. I think it's probably better for Nork just to operate considering the circumstances. With the investments that have already come through, you can see nobody who could have dropped can. And the thing is, if they could have, it would have meant they would have been a rifle with no armor. So you're not taking that. Look, your AWP is good, but you're not taking that level of sacrifice. There's going to be a tactical timeout called from Apex. Now, Mytha, I believe he just signed a contract extension over there with Apex until 2027.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that sounds like a long time. I want to fact check that, actually.
You fact check yourself while we get ourselves into another round of play. Round 8. It's best of 1 second of the day. And of course, 2 streams running simultaneously as well. If you've kind of accidentally stumbled into this broadcast and wondering where ENCE is or where those other games are, you can go ahead and tune in to the main broadcast and you'll be able to check ENCE versus Imperial, which is about to be going down.
No, it is true. Mytha extends contract with Apex until 2027.
Damn, okay.
Yeah, that's a good job security.
Yeah,
right
good
there.
play, good play.
Bloody hell. Oh. All right.
Yeah, I like that.
Using all the props to get the mollies in. While clearing out wood, and now they'll boost, opening up multiple different sight lines in towards this site. Stico, will this catch you off guard, my friend?
Yeah, he has a smoke. I think by design, he's ready to bail himself out of the potential for a Molotov, which is surely going to come in his way.
I'm more worried about Jacob, Alex.
Stico buys his time, gets away with it. They're not ready for him. Stico only the one. Jacob, he managed to post himself a frag, recovered another smoke, Lux. That is a gift. That's going to lock these CTs out.
They've got 2 more. One on Lux, one on NQZ. They can keep this replenished.
They're going to try and force the issue. Tantanito, audible. Lux.
Oh dear. He's gone for a round
They've
winner.
gone past him. All the backs are turned. Apex not ready. And Lux only the one. Good reaction out of sense. Orpal Connect. NQZ has pulled them into this round, confirming it essentially as Nork is scarboring to save.
Oh, that could have been from Lux to Deluxe if he took them all down right there. That would have been quite the play. And like I said, he's gone for the round winner. He's trying to be cheeky with it, trying to make sure that he can remove any possibility by being in that back line, using the smoke against them. But regardless, they'll pick this one up, and we will be leveling the playing field at 4-4. So Lux has had some impact. That rifle round over towards the B side earlier on in the piece where he had 3 big kills. Now essentially grabbing the round winner right there, sending them packing. And it's interesting the way that Stico chose to operate here. Like I said, I was more worried about Jacob because of the fast pathing up wood. And Stico waited enough ticks in the molly that they thought it was clear, that they looked away from his position. So the fact that they were under that much pressure and still went 2 for 2, essentially. Yeah. It was a decent job. It was paying with the finish. Money, well, loss bonus for Apex flowing. Fully invested.
The utils light.
This is a tough round to pull off. You're going to have to hope that the fights come your way, because if you get whittled down, you're in a really rough position. And
a lot of your utils on Jacob, so if he goes down in this opening mid-fight, you're really going to be hard-pressed. 2 of them are coming towards mid-fight. Jacob in the off angle. Oh, he's and just as he comes back, though, it's
Good
one.
Trade.
And Big Uzera with a necessary trade. Takes him down.
And space. Look at this.
Whoa, the perfect timing for Lux is this window of opportunity. They just left gap. They just left. And now Lux slinking forward. This is held by Tatsunito's angle.
He's got so much to worry about, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, could be getting crawled on from multiple different angles.
Oh, where are the Brazilians?
Tatsunito's timing my favorite. Just as Lux looks away, it's a messy spray.
No.
He's made a meal of that one.
Oh, that one leaves a mark on your
that's
mental.
a disaster for Tatsunito.
Your head starts to question everything you know about aiming after that.
Oh man, he fully committed to the spray. A couple of taps, just a couple of taps.
Yeah, that range.
Okay, sense. He can clean things up neat and tidy if it wasn't for NQZ on the AWP. Now, not ready for Big Uzera. You see Stiko completely caught unawares. The fight's on all fronts. It feels like they're everywhere. People are calling A, people are B. Stiko, in the meantime, gets kind of loses Big Uzera.
Well, yeah, I was going to come up with a cheeky reference there, but this map, you want to keep all your options open. You want to have your fingers in as many pies as possible, Alex. And they had all opportunities, A, B, and mid, on speed dial.
Keep your options open.
I think they had a different phone for all of their mistresses right there.
Yeah,
but,
the burners.
Everyone's picking up right now.
Yeah, at the same time. Damn. Lovely impact. And you said Big Uzera, you know, this was a name that a lot of people had high expectations for. He really impressed in 2023.
When he picked up the in-game leader mantle, it wasn't by choice. It was because PKL was taking a break. And then that's when Pain started to look their best. It was a team that I know, Jason, for example, was someone who was quite excited about. But the fact that, like, look, these names that we're seeing on their team, it's not that we haven't heard, especially, I think, Lux, right? Because you try and keep your finger on the pulse. Right. And the thing is, when you hear people from a region hyping up players from that region, you always, I don't want to say take it with a grain of salt, but it's hard to measure, right? Because you don't know how they're going to go at the upper echelons of Counter-Strike in the most pressure environments. And right now, well, the likes of NQZ and Lux are having some good impact, and Big Uzera has been great on entries or trades, taking space. He's got 11 kills.
Yeah. Tatsunito, that, as you said, is going to kind of leave a mark on his mental, feeling like that's a guaranteed frag for any professional rifler. Lux converts. An interesting angle adopted here from Jacob.
Especially a player like Tatsunito, who is normally quite good in that department. Yeah. Like we're talking like an in-game leader who had that whiff or something along those lines.
So the pressure is being applied simultaneously. Middle. Not B, which is where 3 of the CTs are leaning towards.
What is this from Nissim?
Can't explain that one.
Well, he's worried about a mid push to flank.
Yeah,
but they have to go. Their options have been removed.
Oh dear.
All those numbers they had, they lost their phones.
Go away.
And quickly.
There's already 4 of them here.
There's no flash or anything, though, Alex. There's no flash or anything.
There's a fumble brewing. Whereas getting the bomb down would be nice. That's even better. NQZ takes down Jacob, the AWP in support. Stiko, this is a fast flank. Maybe, oh, yeah, now he is. Swung on, he can maybe go for the transfer. It's only the one. Lux will hold on. And now things falling back into place for Pain. Spam through the smoke gets a little scary. NQZ is low as well. You really have to be careful against that MP9. In the absence of a kit. Stenson Nork losing their hopes of a 5th here.
6 on the half is fantastic from Pain. This is a phenomenal start, considering the circumstances. They lost the pistol. They kept being able to buy back in. Nork's going looking for damage. And he's the one to cop the bullet to the brain. This is very good work from Pain.
I was very worried about that. You know, we talk about the ramifications and echoes of a round. Sure, towards the end of the half, it doesn't play as big of a part, but I think Nissim would have been punched in the air if that translated into an Apex win.
I don't think that's something they'd practice, right? It feels like it's gone, hey, mate, mid push is open, and he's gone, well...
It's like he was holding stairs, yeah.
I guess I'm going to stay committed to this position.
Poor lad, poor lad. I mean, yeah, bailed out by his squad, and that's just the team game of Counter-Strike in action. Second pause called by Mytha. He wants to have a quick 30 seconds on the mic, trying to recover this half. A 6-6 certainly could be serviceable, but already Pain feeling pretty happy with the result.
It has gotten away from them, though, hasn't it? It's happened quite quickly. Now, money for Pain, considering where it's at, if they get a plant in this round and still lose it, they should be sitting pretty for another full gun round, and even if they lose, it should be enough for Galil. So there's no issues in them staying threatening for the final round of the half, regardless of the outcome about to unfold on our screens. Nork has brought out his AWP. Does mean he's had to forego utility. Heavy lean towards B. AWP of NQZ. looking for a fight. You can see he's ready for the jump nade or jump molly, and that is actually what transpired, but wasn't able to catch him on the timing. Lux with some space over towards A. Oh, he's missed. He missed the molly. That one's gone off the map, a bit of a firework.
Oh, can see Nork's AWP in action. I don't fancy Lux's chances on the fade. Go, and perfect. Nork converts onto Lux. Pressure applied to the Bianca once more. How does Stico handle this one? Has got some support. Nade chips away, working on 43 points of health, and he chooses to stand his ground. Backing away further now, ready for the swing on white box. Gets away, Jacob, the fresh mag. Benito cooking up a fast flank. Is Nissim ready for this? He is. Yes, indeed, an equalizer. Now the pendulum can swing. Oh. You've just lost your Bianca. Jacob now alone on the B side. Where do you go? You've got 55 seconds.
Get cleared.
He is going to be cleared by Big Uzera. And down goes another player on B.
Big Uzera's awareness in a lot of these scenarios has looked sublime. Started with a man advantage for the Nork AWP. Now they're, well, I don't want to say not 2 to the good, 2 to the bad.
Yeah, 2 to the bad indeed. And they're actually just back at T-spawn, repositioning. It does have potential to go get awkward, given the fact that with only 28 and counting, Big Uzera goes down to Sense. The rest of them are going to have to be revealed. And
it will be a B split.
They are splitting into the only 2 remaining players. Yeah, there is a world where Nork can close this out. Recover a 2-on-4, and the AWP in the feed. No time for anything else, lads. And already Sense is a problem. Sense in the clutch. All he has to do is stop the plant. All he has to do is stop the plant, playing around the smoke. Covered by NQZ, loud about this. The AWP fires off the shot, baits it out, looking for the double. Can he come up clutch? Sense this would be huge. 3 bullets, not in a rush. Composes himself, swings out. Nissim will find it. A triple kill from Nissim to save Pain Gaming from a very uncomfortable 2-on-4.
Yeah, it got tense, but you mentioned it. They let that clock run down. They were committed to that one option to the B split. Fortunately, able to have the trades fall in their favor. And now have won out the half. 8 is a possibility for the Brazilians. And this is something that Pain have been very aware of after the initial foray of rounds. Apex within the early stages of this were exploiting mid pushes, down ladder, and flanks. And now, every single time, Pain have been on high alert for exactly that. Sasanito getting caught in maze towards lower, trying to cause an issue or 2. And they're going to call a tactical timeout of their own. So Pain, they want to take the whole hog here, see if they can grab 8 before they do head into that halftime break.
Oh my goodness, and Sasanito, you discussed his flank and their awareness of it, but he has had a very tough first and opening half for his major affair. 1 frag to boast. And you can see the round recap as well. It's just been Pain Gaming, one-way street right now. Well, they leave with 8. Apex in damage control mode.
4 in a row, which were all hotly contested because of plants and buys. And then now 7 consecutive.
Yeah, Pain have looked like the better side right now. And the fact that Stico and Sense are at the top of the scoreboard, that's a sign of the times for Apex. Shouldn't be the case.
It's like that one round where Stico had a 3 kill over towards B. It shouldn't have been 3. I think 2 was very hard fought. For the 3rd, a bit of a miracle.
That's ballsy. I mean, fair play to Sense. He feels like he has to be the difference maker, tucking himself in his forward smoke. This is a one and done. He's going to overlook. He's not expecting anyone to be that ballsy, and Sense will get away with it. Surely he's going to be punished by this AWP to slow clearing him. Nice work from NQC to claw it back. Gets away. 4-on-4 established. Like smoke to play around Satanito. If you got any chance of a second frag here. No, the AWP was hunting. He's not scared. He doesn't shy away from the engagement. He's open to receive. Backing away upon the fade.
Doesn't look comfortable though, does it? They've parked Nork over towards Sandbag. A noisy rotation from Sasanito away. And Painter, they hit the brakes again. A key point in the round at 45 seconds is the sheer belt of utility that Painter holding on to. Multiple smokes, mollies, and flashes. And that really could spell disaster for Nork. He does not have a smoke. With this many mollies left, I would expect Pain to molly the Sandbag position. Especially the fact they're giving it away that they're here.
Yeah, swinging through. Nork. Oh, wow, he gets 2.
Great impact.
That is exactly what the doctor ordered. NQZ on the AWP. Molly towards the headshot position, but he's long gone already. Tapanita repositions. Bomb's
10
on its way
seconds.
in. You need to be planting. NQZ sprayed on down. Round is done. And Apex, they will find a little bit of something to celebrate towards the end of that half 5. They can work with 5.
Have to thank Nork for that one.
Yeah.
And they did molly him. It still gets away with a double.
Impressive. It was like a perfectly placed Molotov. Nork just very proactive. It was almost before Lux could get his gun out, he was already getting shot down.
And it's one of those things as well that you're going through the paces and you're throwing that utility, but do you actually believe that there's a player there?
Makes all the difference. This is how it started as well, this forward position. This is what we're talking about. Lovely little transfer.
Jacob
to the
enjoyed
head.
watching that.
Yeah.
Jacob's enjoyed all of that.
That's your boy. And 10 frags in the half from him. So, yeah, just Satanito, the only omission in the double digits. But they recover that half to an extent, considering how it started. It was going so well for Apex. Paint Gaming going to be boasting 7 as they change to the defense.
Yeah, Sasanito really needs to get activated. He's going to play a very important role on this T side in terms of being quite lurky. He does take that role quite seriously. You'll see him operating quite late into rounds. But smoke and a couple of flashes.
Loud bridge steps and then cut noise.
Dual Berettas to lock down short in the hands of Cowers.
So bridge steps and then quickly gather mid.
Well, we have seen this team before, Alex, like to exploit mid gaps, right? That's something that we've covered off with Apex games previously. Now looking to do the same on the pistol. First to take contact will be Big Yazera.
This is such a favorite duel. If 4 Glocks start swinging, that P2K has to hit the first bullet and then get out of there. Smoke on Guardian. Big Azera. That's it. One shot opportunity. Forced away. Front delay. Good flash turn now, and the pressure onto Elevator is a lot. Oh, and good clean flicks. Big Azera racks up a double. And it's just falling apart for Apex. Lux pushing through, finds one with the dual Berettas. Nothing here for Tatanito. 1 on 4. Clear out a lot here, and the angle from Lux was good for some damage. Just unloads his magazine, and Payne will take the pistol as well.
Big Azera might be my favorite Brazilian player.
Yeah, I think he's fast growing in everyone's expectations.
I just love the decision, the way he made that call. He's gone, okay, I'm going to rotate Heaven. I'm not going to bother fighting out through the Z towards Elevator.
Yeah.
I'm going to let them pass because now I know that they have 180 degrees worth of angles to have to clear. Like just his decision making. It's great to see. This is Payne poised for the 9th round, considering the Apex purchases unable to invest in something that they would be comfortable with as far as the 4 spies. No plant, no chance. At least that's what Sense is thinking. This is not the way that Apex will have been hoping to kick off their major campaign. We'll just hurry up and wait to round number 14. You have mentioned we do have the action going down on that main stream. Not sure how that one concluded. You're getting a bit of action over towards B. This is the chatty B play-by-play. Nissim, silence them 4 in hand, steps out. He takes down the first. Sneako's in the grave. Actually, they got a kill.
Yeah, they did.
They did get a kill.
But that's all.
That's all they got.
And actually, you know what? MP9's getting the frags and recovering any rifles and utility. Probably not too shabby. I'll be happy with that.
Oh,
some extra cash.
I don't want to give the result for the mainstream. People can go and check it out. No, we don't like giving away spoilers, you and I.
No.
We've been scorned once or twice before, so we'll let you find it out on your own accord. But their second match has kicked off, and that is Ents versus Imperial. A more Brazilian Counter-Strike on your screens on this Sunday afternoon. Gamer Legion versus Amcal up next on the mainstream. And
you got Imperial in your pickups?
Lin Vision. I don't believe so.
Okay.
Maybe I should have.
Fallen's major runs not selling you anything? Okay, this has gone very quickly in one direction. 2 opening frags for Apex. Leaves Nissim with a lot of pressure on his shoulders. He's got Stiko and Sense knocking on that B door.
If he pushes, I don't think he's ready for Stiko. Oh, he's clearing.
Yeah.
It's just not a favorable CT fight.
Ever.
So you have to pip the gap perfectly, whereas he's going to have all the advantages in the world.
And a sound cue just for good measure. Nice one back from Lux, but I think that's pretty much the only frag they'll have to celebrate here, as they know the B-side's open. They'll be able to wander in and get that 6th round cooking.
Well, good that Apex haven't had to stomach another 7-round drought, because at that point the game would have been over. So they have been able to bounce back the early stages of this second half. Now, NQZ and Lux, can you hold on to your rifles? Because we need to take a bit of an inventory right here, right now. Lux will be able to drop a rifle into the next round if he survives. Biggie Zero will be able to buy one of his own. And NQZ could drop something a little bit lighter. So as far as the force buy, well, at that point, it's not really a force buy for Pain. They should be able to get at least 4 rifles. Keep themselves threatening and not allow things to run away from them completely as far as the economy is concerned. But Jacob with an opener. Sense with another one back. Looking a bunch of ducks in a row. Remember, at the start of the day, don't duck with me. Keep on playing 2-1-2. There you go. So they've just defaulted to start this round, then the fights have come their way. You can see those 2 initial exchanges within the first 20 seconds of the round and just how easy that one is for Stiko, who's able to worm past the LOS. That's line of sight for those of you playing at home for Nissim.
Damn, bro.
Yeah,
these MMO...
a good TTK there for Stiko.
Yeah, the TTK was quick on the LOS. I don't think Jacob's going to be so lucky this time. Finding an opening frag, I say that. The CTs are vying for control. Smokes won't last forever. Nade just whistles past Jacob's head, but those bullets did connect. He's got 7 HP as he does manage to get away. Gonna leave Nork responsible for containing any ramp aggression. 3 CTs leaning on that side of the map. Sends with Stiko. Gonna continue this 2-1-2 as discussed.
The round needs to start taking shape at this point, right? So coming through the pipe will be the information. What mollies are used, what smokes? You know, where have we seen them? What type of setup does it look like they're going for?
It's a nice smoke to be thrown by Stiko. They've tried to counter it with a smoke of their own.
That's the last smoke.
Yeah. Actually peeking with the smoke. Lux tries to confirm final target. And yeah, Sense, he was ready for that. A little peek too far. Punished. This young IGL pulling his troops in pursuit of a 7.
Should just finish A, right? Do the smokes backside, get the mollies in play, and away you go. This should be good for Apex to finish the round.
Yeah, they're trying to get ahead of the play. You can see there was a touch of aggression there. They didn't push on that flash. It's delayed them. The smokes surely have to be leaving their hands now. They're going to go for a double push on Gap. This is held by Sense. This is the frag. That is the start. Now a second required. They are pushing on towards the side. The back was turned. Stiko arrives. That should be enough. High impact frags. Bomb. Planted with a second to spare. Bloody hell.
Wow.
Hang on. Nissim, by finding that frag so quickly, has confirmed that the rest are likely in front of him. He's got to just keep running, not faffing around, not messing around. It's not planted for them. They might get panicked. They might get a little worried. Oh, a different universe, perhaps. Apex will take it.
Oh, yeah, it was an important round. Imagine if it went down with Sasanito not planting the bomb in time, though. Wanting to get the safe side plant in, that came too close to call. It's also almost the Nissim GTR over the finish line.
Yeah.
I know nothing about cars.
No, but it sounded right.
Thank you.
Yeah, I will say that Stiko's like decision-making and awareness of when he wanted to show himself as that second prong on Gap, it was just like just as those 2 players were turning their attention to sight, he managed to be there and continues to be impressing. This is not going to be too impressive for Pain, just an economical. In a dream world, they would avoid that Mac 10 that Jacob has intentionally bought to farm up some extra $600 kill rewards. How far he gets with this one. Just pausing, waiting for any of the CT maneuvers. Is there a cheeky flash play coming into the mix? Doesn't seem to be the case. Instead, Jacob loses out on his Mac 10.
3. Just go B. A wise Hampus once said.
Yeah, and Norky's not going to be playing any silly games here.
I was very interested. I'm watching the mini-map as that was unfolding as we were in eyes with Jacob. But this is what I was looking at. Sasanito was searching middle on his own so proactively. He was already out mid before Jacob had taken that initial fight.
Yeah, he has gone down to the recovered Mac 10 though, but recovering that AK is a different challenge altogether. You can see Nissim's trying his best, but Nork should have him here. Apex with just a Mag 10. There is an AK. Give it a look in. They're exiting B stairs, so he's going to get away with it. He's going to get away with it, yeah.
All right, you take
something.
that. Well, game back on, just a 1-round difference at this juncture. Apex having to do it the hard way on the T side, grinding through, but I think when you have these type of matchups, especially with a regional team like Pain, you know, you're going to be watching the demos, you're going to be prepping, but this is where the best of one conversation really comes in. And it is hard to adjust with less rounds as well. So look, I'm not saying that that's why the scoreline is like this. I think Pain have played some fantastic Counter-Strike up until this point, but Apex get to settle in now and set the tone on their terms of the T side.
These matchups were known ahead of time by a considerable margin, right? Like a couple of weeks. And if that's the case, you also expect that both teams to have done an advanced level of homework.
And that's where it comes into play of what are we going to see that's new, right? Because the default to the positions that teams hold, you tend not to expect that to change. That's what I call color by number Counter-Strike, right? Like in the sense that, okay, we see this guy on this part of the map, but he's the B defender, but he's over towards A. Okay, maybe that means B's free, right? Like, just the basics of that. So everybody should be well drilled. And then it's going to come down to the flow of the game, right? Where have they decided is our weakness? Where have they decided is their strength of what they want to attack? And then how does that flow into future rounds that are being called? Well, for Seds, he's literally just called defaults. So they're essentially allowing the tone to be set by Pain on the CT side and then responding to the round from that point forward. This looks a whole lot more like an A play. So if you make it look like a default when you open up this round, you can finish a lot swifter. But apparently they've seen enough. More and more util liberally applied either side of the server to stall out information, essentially.
Good note. Way safer. What's the gap position? Sansanito now attending to the potential of mid.
Oh, on his own again.
Yeah, hoping that... Oh.
That's very unfortunate.
It's just a spam. That's a smoke spam from Jacob, and it's taken down the A defenders.
Wonder if he's caught a glimpse of him there through the yellow gap, because it was through the smoke and the wall. This has actually brought an opportunity for Sasadito to activate his own discretion.
Oh, that was his window of opportunity onto the mid-fight, and he will be punished for it. Nissim, good awareness, good headshot. Zara's going to get misinformation here, or he could catch Nork. Okay, but Nork was not ready for that, not expecting that. Yeah, yes, Big Uzera, he considered it, knows there's a potential for the gap slip. Jacob out of the smoke now emerges.
20 seconds.
Big Uzera, he's ready for this. Good damage, but Jacob, good precision. Finds the headshot. Is there anything left in this round for Apex?
There's no nade or molly to stall out the plan.
Smokes Ellie. Surely they get ahead of this. Lux, ooh, chipped away at. Could be awkward. NQC's found the frag. There's no time. There's no health. And look how that one feels. Pain Gaming. An important round to win. And it started with a loss. They lost Cowes to Jacob and they recovered the round.
They're fire in the belly right there, and a risky maneuver from Big Uzera. They already had the number advantage that happened off screen at the same time. So he was already committed to that play. Very fortunate for him that he gets away with one. That's Sasanito again, and it looks like a lot of spray and pray from Sasanito. You can see he had committed to that duel, and it wasn't tap, it wasn't burst, it was hold down mouse one, a little bit like from Lux. But they deal with the problem. They deny the plant. They get themselves up to double digits. You win one more of those, and the bank balance is done.
Pace. Charging Sasanito. A direct approach, and it's going to lead to a 4-on-4. Orp tends to the aggression. Cowes, big frag. Needed that. He's got away with just a scrap of health down to the flames and the spread from Sense. Smokes her up. Pressure is on. The bomb disconnected from the pack. Where is Stico? So with all of that territory, those smokes invested, they're not going to leave with a bomb plant and a post plant. Here comes Nissim. Just as Stico starts to join his boys.
Yeah, and this is problematic. Nissim down the ladder behind. That was Stico's responsibility to watch that flank, but he's had to be called towards the site. The timing on Nissim's flank is everything.
Yeah. Holding his smoke pushes in. PZ has a good idea that they are going for the plant now.
Look how much room he's getting on the flank.
How quickly does he tend to this? This frag is everything, and he's clean with it. Takes down Sen. Stico next victim, Nissim. Gonna do it all on his own if he's not careful. Nork in the clutch, a 1-on-3. Now, Big Uzera holding for this push. They're gonna need to touch it again. They're gonna need to tap it. Both lining up for him, but good cover. Big Uzera will convert, and Pain Gaming back-to-back high-impact rounds as they look to extend their lead.
That's like the thing right there is we don't know what the call is, but if you're going to go a little bit more heads up towards A, which was quite clear, Sausalito was all in. After the first, he was full commit for the second, just trying to scuttle up a bit of space there. And the bomb being so disconnected, I'm not saying take it up the ramp with you on entry, but have it at least in elevator room. Because Stiko, as the flank, you could see how much room he had to give up to bring the bomb towards the site. It put Nissim in a fantastic, but he was undetected until he's already up towards mini ramp.
Yeah, that's mad.
That's a big, big problem.
And a different universe, you know, those smokes are up. Stiko still has the flank, and that bomb is able to convert off of those smokes in that space. Instead, 8-11, hold on. Pain Gaming, if they can take these Galils down, Apex might be starting their campaign in Copenhagen with a loss.
And this is such a low util round from Apex. They've used sound to at least try and buy them something.
One smoke. It's just they've used it now. What's that, like a lurk smoke ramp? And just peeking dry into the AWP. What else can you do in the absence of utility?
Well, if they've done their homework, they should expect Sausalito. At least one more.
Yeah, you're right.
Does he flick into this?
Shot to hit. Ooh, gave it a go. NQZ down. Satsanito with an equalizer. Responsible is Nissim. The railing angle, this has become a new problem. The new smokes, the old lineups, you can see their head over the railing.
To be very careful.
Okay. Oh, goes out. Oh, Stiko spots him out. Nice work from Big Uzera. How has he gotten that so clean? A headshot onto Sense. Repels the invaders. They're still on B stairs, making no secret about it.
They can't flush him out. They don't have the nades to do so. He's got the support. There's smokes. There's spam. Nissim takes down Sausalito at 12.
Oh my god, they could have finished it. Yeah, they are going to take 12, and they'll take it by force. There's nothing here for Nork. Absolutely nothing.
And this time, no plan. Their next round is going to look the same.
Yeah, this is going to be bleak.
Still getting the info through.
Yeah.
NQZ wants his AWP. And this is a feel-good moment. I said Big Uzera stock's going to be through the roof if they can continue the type of performance they had at the RMR. Well, this is great guns against one of Europe's representatives here in the opening stage. And it's been a team effort. Everybody's had their moments. Lux within the early stages of the first half. Big Uzera throughout. NQZ hitting some tidy shots. Nissim has started to pick up the pace a little bit. Cowes with some important kills throughout. And the third tactical timeout called for Apex.
Dude, look at their buy.
Yeah, and I was surprised they went for the purchase in the last. They could have just limped in with some upgraded pistols, which would have definitely given over 12, sure. But then they could have had a full buy. So it's Galil with no util into Tech 9 with nades. They both suck.
Yeah. Nah, back-to-back rounds where you kind of feel like you've lost before you even begin. Galil with no nades into an orb. Like for Jacob, he just feels like, oh, well, obviously. He's like, as soon as he dies, he goes, oh, there's an orb holding mid. Who'd have thought it?
Yeah, and I've gone out dry.
Yeah, here I go. Well, of course I have, because I only have Galils.
And we didn't have any nades to try and cause any chaos across the map.
Hindsight, I know it's 2020, but I'm just saying it doesn't seem like the play.
Just very limited options.
Tech 9s, dude. Deagles. It's a fast day. Go on then, Sense through the flames. And, a chance. He did have a chance. 2 or 3 clicks of the Tech 9 before Cowes managed to shut him down. Pain Gaming 4 frags away from starting with the win in these best of ones. And re-smoke towards the ramp. Lux to flash and flush those attackers away.
This is dire. You need a miracle from one of the Apex individuals to pull you through this. Somebody has to get a multi-kill or a banger of a deagle shot. Sausalito's really going to lurk mid on this, and I love the aggression from Cowes. Well, this is it.
Yeah, 1 by 1.
I can't believe he's... Yep, all right. Well, pack her up, pack her in. Let the campaign begin for Pain.
Yeah, man, Pain Gaming. They've proven a point. A statement of intent from Pain Gaming. Not everyone having high expectations for this roster. A lot of unknown names and unknown entity in Pain Gaming, but Big Uzera